Morning, good afternoon, everybody. Jesse, Kit, what's going on? So, what I'm going to be doing is waiting for people to show up. Got a few things to show everybody. Let's just get off that camera for a minute. Give people some time to stroll in. Let me know how the sound is. Let me know how the lighting is. If I'm yellow, purple, blue. Hey, Cat, what's going on? Hi, Jesse. Let me start posting some comments so people can see what's going on here. Because otherwise, I'm the only one that will see it until it posts on YouTube. Good morning, Cat. Let's see, we got 2-3 people strolling in. Let's see. Derek, what's going on? Did you check out my video of Buddy and the ice cream? I think you did. I think it was you that made a comment about a cup of ice cream or something like that. She said, I'm like, one dog, one cup. But yeah, so how is everyone this fine Sunday morning, afternoon? Paul, nice to see you from Oregon. Thank you for stopping by. Mass Mofo, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Today we're going to have some interesting things because I got a double camera setup going. So I'm going to have, I don't know if you can see it. It's going to be me. I got my flow hood. I got a bunch of stuff to show everybody. As far as tech wise, as far as supplies wise, equipment wise, we're going to be doing a few reviews. There are some amazing people in our community that are not recognized as much as they probably should be. They do things above and beyond, and they don't do it for money. They don't do it for fame. They do it just to help out other people that are learning or that are doing things. You've known me to talk about several of them. And I'm not mentioning anybody yet, just but you know, simple things like just being nice to someone, just reaching out. Get so much more with sugar than you do with vinegar. I'm a big believer in leaving a nice little note at the bottom of any order I do. I try to, you know, thank you. I appreciate what you're doing for the community. And there's always a little note section when you're placing an order. And you'd be amazed at how much people respond to that. I get personalized notes back in my packages a lot of times. A lot of times there's extras. I'm not asking or looking for any extras, but a lot of times it does happen. But yeah, I'll jump right into it. Let's see. Dr. Mike's. You guys, I don't know if you know what Dr. Mike's is. It's let me show you the picture of the sticker. You guys might have seen this floating around somewhere on the internet. He makes the MGP Plus. He makes a bunch of stuff. His name's Bill, I believe. I might be wrong on that. I had it. I forgot. This is the logo. But I saw they made some new mycology lids. And oh, hey Steve, nice to see you. I'm not ignoring you. So, oops, dropping everything. So I saw they made some new lids for jars, for the wide mouth jars, and I thought they were kind of cool because they're a little different. I don't know if you can see it, but they have these little like tops. Okay, they have little ridges, so you can stack your jars on top of each other without interfering with the tops. They also have these injection ports, this orange and blue injection port, but it's not a normal self-healing injection port. It's solid. It doesn't have a hole in the middle. So when you're injecting, you're not ruining the injection port. And then these holes you see here, 1 and 2, those you can actually screw in a self-healing, syringe filter, and it'll actually be inside the jar. I ran out of syringes filters, which is fine because they supply the filter stickers for the top if you want to use those instead. But also the bottom of the lid is concave or convex, no, concaved. So the water doesn't stay right on the surface of your stickers or your syringe filters. So it's actually a really nice design. They fit really well on wide mouth jars. You can snug them down and PC them just like that. I've already started using them somewhere. Where'd I put them? Huh. Maybe I forgot it out there. I'll get it. Let me go grab that real quick. I don't know where I put it. Huh. I know I brought it in here somewhere. Oh, they're right next to me. Okay. That's why I can't find them. They're right next to me. So what I did, they're right next to me. That's why I couldn't find them. I grabbed some wide mouth pints and some wide mouth half pint 8 ounces. So I made some liquid culture recipe. Okay. And let me change the screen here real quick. Make it a little easier for you to see. So I made some liquid culture, but I didn't just make liquid culture, because when Dr. Mike sent me my 6 jars, he sent me some adaptive liquid culture mix, which is enough to make about, let's see, 1 gram per 100 milliliters. So enough here to make about 1,000 milliliters. There's 100 grams in this package, and you use 1 gram per 100 milliliters. So you can make, well, maybe 10,000, whatever. It's a lot of adaptive LC. Also, he sent some plate mate high contrast agar premix, which will make about 80 plates. Sent me a big bag of gypsum, Dr. Mike's magical gypsum. So I'm going to try this out in my next batch of CVG, because I haven't used gypsum in a while. Then he also sent, which was amazing, some of his MGP Pure, which is mushroom growth promoter pure. He has an MGB Plus, which is another one, same basic idea. And then also, this is the funniest thing. I loved his self-healing injection ports, the solid ones, and I mentioned how beautiful they looked, and I can't wait to try them in the jars. So he sent me a whole little package of self-healing injection ports. Not only said that, came with a drill bit. So now I can drill out my old self-healing injection ports, put new ones in, and try those out. It's just, and the adaptive LC, I put in 1 cc of LC solution in here yesterday, on the 8th, yesterday. And it's already growing. There was literally like a couple little tiny specks in there, and it's already colonizing within 24 hours. Literally 1 cc of LC solution was put into that. And again, I did a second one. And look at the growth in 24 hours. This MGP, or not the MGP, this Dr. Mike's Adaptive LC is actually really nice. Now, I'm not saying it's everything, because I also did my new LC mix, which is what they call the sugar shock. Someone said that I'm going to have LC diabetes because I put too much sugar in. But sugar diabetes, I think it was Matt from but anyways, this is the Lion's Mane Troubles mix that I did about on the 27th of January. So within, I don't know, 10 days, 11 days, 12 days, it's fully colonized. So LC mixes are going to be fun. I don't do a lot with LC, but I like to share cultures with other people with LC, so that's why I'm doing that. But this Dr. Mike stuff is absolutely incredible. Thanks a lot, Dr. Mike. That was amazing. You didn't have to do all that. I'm going to continue doing reports on how everything works. I can't wait to try the MGP Pure in my grows and the gypsum. And I'll be making up the plates as well to show people how that, I guess it's called high contrast agar. So it should be interesting. I like agar mixes. So makes 80 plates. So it's 100 grams. So we'll see. Maybe it's got charcoal in it. Maybe it doesn't. I really don't know much about it. Check out their website, guys. I am not sponsored by this at all. This was just out of the kindness of their heart. He's got a tutorials, drmikes.com/tutorials and drmikes.com/contact us. So check them out, guys. If you need any information, hit me up and I'll get you some more information. But I just can't believe how quick this LC started growing. I mean, that's got, beautiful. What is this? This is Toke, the Toke F8 nerds from Full Canopy. I mean, boom. That's in 24 hours. It's hard to see with my head in the background. And this LC premix is freaking clear. Right, look at that. Beautiful. Anyway, so I can't wait to try that. And then, let's see. Let's say hi to everybody here. Yeah, I've gone to a couple different. I've gone to aluminum lids. I've done the standard lids. I do these too. These are just basic mason jar lids with a filter on top. I did some corn because I couldn't get birdseed at Walmart. They didn't have the one I like. So I got some corn, did some corn. Good morning, Jason. Hey, Derek, what's going on? Good morning. Hey, Nerdy, what's going on? So yeah, just guys, if you're interested in looking at some cool stuff, check out the Dr. Mike's videos on YouTube too. He's got, I think, 3 videos up. He does a lot of technical talking, but I'm actually going to reach out to him probably this week. Maybe tomorrow. I got the day off. Maybe I can get him to come up and visit us on the show some Sunday. Who knows? You never know. That'd be cool. But either way, I'll get some information from him and find out any questions you guys have. I'll ask him for you if I can't get him to come, maybe talk to us live for 10, 20 minutes one Sunday. I know, Nerdy, you were interested in talking about asking him some questions, or no, I was happy I wanted to ask him some questions about some of the MGP Pure and MGP Plus. So yeah, that should be interesting. Also, I want to let you guys know I'm going to be testing an all-in-one bag for the first time. I've made my own all-in-one container grows and stuff like that, but I have a friend on Instagram. His name is Jesse, and great guy. And okay, let me preface why I'm doing all these reviews on equipment. I have a job now, so I can buy a few things, and I've wanted to do things to show you guys some of the vendors and the friends that I've made that are making incredible products. But I wasn't going to just take freebies. I wanted to buy these items first. Now, if they want to add things in, that's on them. But so I got one of the all-in-one bags from Jungle Pack, a 3-pound, not a 53-pound Rodman. Rodman posted on his IG, a 53-pound. It said 5 3-pounds. Now, what these are is these are Jungle Pack all-in-one bags. They are pH balanced, individually made to order. They could take about 4 or 5 days to get made before they ship out. Priority shipping. I think the 3-pound is $35 or something like that plus shipping. So basically, what I'm showing you today is how to grow our little mushy friends for under $50 to $75, depending on shipping cost as to where you're at in the world. Basically, you get one of these, one all-in-one bag. Go to a quality vendor like Full Canopy and grab an LC syringe, or you can go to Sporeworks. Talk to John over at Sporeworks. There's lots of places to get a high quality LC that's been tested and ready to go. If you're getting it from a buddy that might be making LC in his basement, like I do, I'm just kidding, not me, but you might want to test it on agar first to make sure it's clean. But these bigger companies, they test it all before it goes out. You're pretty much 95% safe on a lot of it. I'm not using spores, but basically for $50 to $75, you get an LC syringe, you get an all-in-one bag, and you can grow your own first flush. You probably get, half a pound of mushrooms out of it. So we're going to show you how to do that today. So we're going to knock that up in a little bit just to show you guys how it's done. I'm freshly showered, clean clothes, shaved, ready to go. And I got all my equipment clean and ready. I got my split cam system ready. And I'll be answering any questions as I'm done. I'll come over and I'll look at the questions. So why don't we, without further ado, go over to camera 2. I'm sorry if the audio failed. I hope you guys understood what I was doing there. So let me recap real quick. I'll do it again. I'm sorry. I remember I turned the mic off on that camera. I should have left both cameras on. Thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry. So basically what I did, what I was saying is you get a good quality LC. I'm using 8 cc's in this bag. Jesse sent me the bags from his personal supply. So he told me ahead of time that they were slightly underhydrated because he uses more LC to get faster colonization. So basically, I put 8 cc's in as I was injecting it. As I said, mark your bag with a marker so you know where to put your tape. Use new tape. That was what I was explaining. Don't open your tape, leave it laying around because it can get stuff on the sticky parts. Don't touch the sticky part. Label it. And I'm going to be showing this every Sunday and showing you how it's going. Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's all I can say about that. I mean, I'll go back over it. I'm sorry. I forgot I muted the camera mic on that one because it's actually a little bit hard to have 2 microphones going. So sorry about that, guys. Because it's all I had, nerdy. It's all I had. Brand new was some painter's tape. I got a 6-pack of it. Works fine. Yeah, that's my old water bottle, nerdy. Yeah, this is my old watering bottle, but now that I got the tent going, I don't need to mist anything anymore. So it's a extreme mist high performance sprayer from it's some reptile thing. So you can pump it up and you can just get your ISO out really easy. You can get it all over your hands. Alexa, light off.
Okay.
Okay, let's get some better lighting now. So yeah, just I apologize. I screwed that up again. Trying to get this technical stuff going with the double, cameras and stuff. It's a little confusing. Yeah, sorry, nerdy. Yeah, Steve, that's an absolutely excellent idea. Store your tape rolls in either like I do right on my flow that I'm going to reuse, or in a Ziploc bag or something. I'm actually going through everything I've done in the past and restarting everything with proper equipment as I'm working now. So it makes it a lot easier to buy the fancy things in life, I guess is what you can. And I'm not going crazy. I'm not going to spend, $200-$300 on a bunch of supplies. I'm just going to buy a little thing here, a little thing there. Yeah, Maury, we had a discussion, me and her. We had to relabel all my items. I had flow hood fan, flow hood light, tent air, fresh air, CO2 out, humidity on, and I had to change it all to fan, light, and hood and tent. Those 3 words. It's all. So I could be like, Alexa, fan off. Alexa, fan off.
Okay.
Alexa, hood off. Okay, she's not gonna listen. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But yeah, I wanted some music for when I'm in, just chilling out down here, and I didn't want to buy a big stereo system, so I saw that Alexa thing. I can't remember the name of it now. It's just a little ball, like it's a music speaker thing. Works out really well. I can have her play music. And I found out that you can. Yeah, Steve, absolutely. That's how I've learned everything I've done. I've watched every video possible. I've done everything 100 times the wrong way. I have a lot of videos that are done in my YouTube channel that are very, very good lessons to learn for people, but there's also mistakes in there that I shouldn't say mistakes, valuable lessons things you just, it's a waste of time. Like all those Easter buckets I did, they came out great. They all worked. I just threw them all away because I'm not going to reuse them. Shoe boxes work so much nicer. Or tubs or bags, whatever your choice of growing thing is. Oh, like here's another example. For instance, that I don't know if you guys remember last week that pizza, like the round Tupperware tray. Oh, that was good. I mean, it worked great. It's working great, I should say. But, you know, but it's sucked away from the edge so much. Like there's an inch of space that all the fruits are on the sides. So, yeah, but it works. I mean, it gets you some fruit, but the center didn't pin. Fruits are wonderful. I mean, they're all coming out in a little while. They're nice and firm. You know, these are the GT thick halo cross I made. They're coming out a little bit different on the F2. A little more GT like, a little less thick halo-y. So I don't know. No phenos here I really like. They look like a basic idea of a cube. This one's kind of cool. A cute little cap. But nothing special. Just a cool little cross. I mean, these are spicy. These are really spicy, like as far as how they flavor and how they you understand. I took 2.8 of them on Friday night. I was talking to my friend Katerina on Instagram, and I took 2.8 of them at 11 o'clock. At 11:20, I said, "Oh shit." My medication schedule for my therapeutic medication for my methadone is down to 5 milligrams now. So I have one more week of that, and then I go to 3, and then I'm done. And I honestly think that, well, no, I think a couple things. I think lowering of the medication and my mental space. I think I'm more open to our fruit because I took 2.8, and that's usually not a huge dose for me. That's just a chill out, relax, get some good dreams when I'm sleeping thing. Usually I go between 1.5 and 2. These were older fruits, so I figured maybe they're not going to be quite as spicy. And yes, absolutely, Derek. That's awesome answer. Well, Steve, I would agree with you, but I won't. Let me explain that in a second. There's the man right there, Jesse. Okay. So, anyways, I took 2.8 of them, and in 20 minutes, I was saying, this is gonna be fun, and so I'm literally on the IG, and I'm listening to music, and everything's doing what it does, and I'm just laughing my ass off. And she happened to have taken a few grams or something earlier too, and so we're just typing back and forth in IG, and we're both rambling on nothingness and just laughing our asses off. I was laughing. I don't know if she was. I was laughing. I'm watching videos of music on YouTube, and it was just an amazing 2 or 3 hours. It was just wow. And so yeah, you gotta be careful with older spicy fruits. But yeah, it was a fun time. It was a good reset. But I think it's because I'm lowering my medication completely, and my mental space is in a better place. I'm doing more. I'm more outgoing. I'm out working. I'm doing a lot more things. I think my body was just saying, "Okay, you're doing some right things. I think it's time for you to have some more fun." And it did. It came through as a really, really, really nice time. And then I was up half the night not feeling well because I tried to drink soda in the middle of it, and it got all bubbly, and don't ask. That had nothing to do with it. But yeah. So anyways, then I had to work last night. So I was up till like 6 a.m, and then I slept for 3 hours, then went to work. Good times. But yeah. So let's see. Yes, Steve. Yes, it created a microclimate, but how can the microclimate be a microclimate when it pulls in an inch from each edge? So they're literally just fruiting on the sides, but there's no, I can understand that there's like a 1/4 inch of space and it keeps the moisture between the walls. There's literally that much space between the wall of the container and the cake. So when it's done, when I finish harvesting, I'm going to cut it in the center and flip it up so the sides are on top just for fun, because I'm only going to try to see if I can get a few more fruits out of it. So if I flip it up on its side, I'll show pictures of it later just to show what I did. But I've done it with other cakes before when they do a lot of side pinning or BRF cakes. If they just side pin, I cut them in half and lay them flat. So I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm basically going to have like a big curved thing and let it fruit a second time just for fun. Then I'm going to get rid of it because I got some other really, really nice tubs coming out. Let me show you these. I might have showed you guys this one. Yeah, this is my albino Normac. I got this from Ed Grand. So I made a shoebox. It's all colonized, but the pin set is freaking beautiful. Look at those pins. There's way too many pins, I believe. So I wouldn't be surprised if these abort, but it's just freaking beautiful. Anyway, surface conditions of this are doing really well, but I think I might have too much spawn in there, so we'll see how it goes. That happens. And then this one here is the Stargazer Tat Black Cap Cross that Ed Grant sent me. It's got some pins. Oh, some nice pins in the middle. It's got a little brown pin over here somewhere. I can't remember where. But those are white. Beautiful pins. Nice little surface conditions. Let's see if I can see this pin I saw. Yeah, right here, there's a little brown pin. Little brown pin right there. So they're all white. There's one little brown pin. So we'll see. And then I got rid of all the other cakes. I don't like doing more than 2 flushes on them because then you start risking getting bugs and stuff like that in your tent. So I just did 2 flushes on the Easter buckets. So let's see. Hey Jesse, this is Mr. Anderson, Jesse, the Jungle Pack dude that we just inoculated your Jungle Pack, Jesse. I apologize if you missed it, but I forgot to put the audio on. So I put in 8 milliliters of albino Louis Vuitton in 4 or 5 different angles. Put a piece of tape over where I injected it. And I'm going to incubate it 75 degrees, see what it looks like next Sunday. What are you doing on the break and shakes on those, Jesse? Are you doing like 60%? Yeah, I kind of screwed up the audio on it. I turned the camera on to my other camera like this. And I forgot that the audio is muted on that camera because it's a phone. So yeah. So Jesse, check out the new flow hood. Huh? Look at that, huh? Big styling. But oh, okay. Glad you came, Jesse. Yeah, it was that I had a cake of they were P-natalensis, now they're Ochra centratas, whatever they're called, the ochras, and it grew really nasty fruits. They're like little tiny things, and it just turned real quick. So I scraped them all off, and I flipped the cake inside the bag, and well, actually, it looks really cool. If I can find it. So so this was the original surface. It's all it's not infected, but the new surface, when I flipped it inside the bag, it's beautiful, nice and white. So the sides and the bottom are from the first flush. I flipped it inside the bag, and I've already got pins coming in. A nice one right here. These are getting a little bit fatter. Hard to see in the bag, but so yeah, I'm actually very hopeful. The surface conditions look more natalensis, not natalensis, ochra-ish. Only reason I'm growing this because I had it and I wanted to see what it came out like. Oh, damn it. I got these lights and they don't have a very strong magnet on them. So they fall every time they come off the metal. So anyways. Sorry, guys. You know me. I'm all thumbs. Left feet. There we go. Okay, so back to the conversation at hand. Why is the... Oh, okay. Fixed it. There. Now my microphone works better. So, yeah, that was kind of my idea with that. I wanted to see if I flipped it inside the bag, literally like flipped the whole cake inside the bag. I scraped off all the fruit, tossed them because they just looked horrible. And we're going to see how that comes out because it looks like it's going to come out with a lot better fruit. Because, yeah, I want to see if they're different. Ace again. What's going on? That's absolutely an awesome thing to do, Ace. I'm restarting all my grows too. I'm getting rid of all this LC, all these plates. I'm starting basically over from a few LCs and a lot of spores because everybody's growing everything I grow, and it's like that's no fun. You know, I don't want to grow 100 more tubs of this, or everybody's done it a million times. I want to make some crosses and start from spores to get different looks, expressions. I'm not growing for quantity of fruit. I'm growing for fun of the hobby. So I've gotten so many different cultures from people, and I tried fruiting them all, and basically I ended up with a couple dozen one brown cubes and a couple dozen albinos. And there's some cool ones in there, yeah, but 9 times out of 10 they end up just basic. They all look the same. My conditions aren't exactly the same as someone else's conditions that did their grow, that made their pheno hunt or whatever. So my thing comes out different than someone else's. Just the way it is. I mean, my conditions aren't going to be the same as yours or Jesse's or Nerdy's. They're always going to be a little bit different. Even our elevation and how much, like atmospheric pressures on our spot in the world probably could make a difference. Anything can do it. Temperature, humidity, everything. Okay, thank you, Jesse. 50% and up. Cool. Yeah, I hope 8 milliliters was enough. It's I got the LC from Full Canopy Genetics. I ordered the or the Toke F8 Nerds, which I believe is a mutation. And I ordered that, and he sent me an extra syringe of albino Louis Vuitton. And he is Full Canopy Genetics does all bag grows, and they adapt their cultures to bag grows. So that's why I figured I would go with that with your bag, Jesse. Hopefully I'll get a decent result. And I'm going to do the lay it out flat thing like you do. And yeah, I'm going to report on it every week here, show how it's going. And it should be beautiful. So can't wait to see how it goes. This is this was the Nerds. This was the one that I took 1 cc out at the beginning. It's already colonizing this LC mix from that same syringe I put into Jesse's bag. So it should be a pretty quick grower. There was like a couple dots in there yesterday, and today it's already starting to grow. Nice little bunches of stuff. Same with this one. And you guys saw the syringe I used was full, so I didn't put much in here at all. I just put a couple drops. Oh, I got another cool thing. If you guys are thinking of making LC just for personal use, I did an experiment. I got these little glass vials from Amazon. They're like 40 milliliter. And what I did is I put 30 milliliters of LC mix in them. And then I did a second batch with LC, but I've used vitamin water, sugar-free vitamin water. So it's got like a pinkish tint. But what I put in here is some lion mane trouble I got from Mossy Creek. I saw 2 little tiny dots of LC with the mycelium growing on into each one of these. And literally within 2 or 3 days, I've got this growth at the bottom. So it's beautiful looking growth. Stir it up a little bit. Look at that. That's in, well, let's see what the date is on these. These are from 2/7. So that's not bad for 2 days. And then the vitamin water LC, same thing. There's a nice little colony at the bottom. Let me stir it up. My head's in the way. There we go. So that's pretty good for 2 days of growth. But this LC is my own little concoction. It's just distilled water or vitamin water. I used pure vitamin water. I didn't dilute it at all. It had no sugar, no salt. It just had vitamins and minerals in it. And I added very, very small amounts of peptone and tiny amount. It was like a 1.5% solution of a mixture of LME, a little bit of corn dextrose, and then this like 0.01 or 0.005 grams of peptone. Very small amount, just like, because I only made 150 milliliters or 300 milliliters of each to put into a bunch of these jars. And you can see the jars. I put them in this. I sterilized them. They're perfectly clear. There's nothing in these jars ahead of time. That's just the sediment, but it's just cloudy. We get a clear one. That's better. That's how they look. Perfectly clear. You can see me right through them. Hey. I can shake it. There's nothing in there. Just air bubbles. So I got a whole bunch of these. And what I'm doing with these is I'm going to be using them just to make little samples of everything I make, just to have on hand in storage. Because these should stay. I wrapped them up with grafting tape after I locked them down, and these are perfectly sealed little jars. Let them grow for a while, and then I'm going to put them in the fridge and just have them as backups. So it's not a water storage, but it's an LC mix that you can use, whenever you want. Just take it out of water storage, put it on agar, or try it. I guess within 6 months, put it onto a grain. So it's just a little thing I'm playing with. Daniel. I know you have, Daniel. I know. Hey, Pops, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by. Very nice to see you. That's Pop Shrooms, guys. He's got some great videos. He does a morning tea at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Check him out. A lot of good life lessons to learn, and it's a lot of fun. If anybody has any questions, feel free to post them. We can talk about them or discuss them. Discuss anything you want. Let's see. Here we go. Do you know what causes fuzzy feet? Yes, CO2 buildup. CO2 could be you need more fresh air. Could be your tubs are too deep, like your substrate's too low in the tub. So what's happening is even if they have like modified holes around the top, there could be too much space between the modified holes and the substrate. So what can happen is the CO2 can just sit right on the surface of the cake and not get over the edges of the shoebox or tub or whatever you're using. In my tent, I have fresh air coming in, so it circulates it. I turn it on a couple times a day for 5 minutes. So yeah, fuzzy feet are just high CO2, more FAE. Absolutely. Yep, Nerdy's right. Yeah, genetics can also have a part in it. Some fruits do have fuzzy feet genetically, but if they didn't and they start getting fuzzy, it's usually a fresh air thing. Yep. Possibly. Hey, what's up, Sandy? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I don't mind fuzzy feet either. But if your fuzzy feet gets like a brownish tint to it, that could be it sucking up water from the substrate, and that can be sucking in bacteria into your fruit. So, like if the bottom of your stipes are nice and white, like this is, right down here is nice and white. Okay, this was attached to the substrate. Okay, so you see how it's still white around here? It's not fuzzy, but if this was starting to turn like a brown color, not from the fruit color, but just from the substrate, what a lot of times can happen is if you have some extra moisture or some bacteria, all of a sudden it'll start being sucked up into the base of the mushroom and turn it brown or like waterlogged feeling. It's actually really nasty, and I think that's one of the reasons that some people get sick off eating mushrooms is some too much water gets sucked into the stipe and it pulls bacteria in. I'm actually starting to harvest earlier. This was ready this morning when I got down here, so it did grow a little bit more, but yeah, they're looking pretty. They're kind of cool looking. That was a side pin. This is not a phenotype. This is just a environmental issue. That's why it's got that curve there because it was just stuck up against the side. But it's pretty. You know, it's got a nice little top that I like. The little tan or not tan. Yeah, tan umbo on top. But we'll see. Yep. Sometimes they do, but environmental can make a difference too. Yeah, Steve, they are. They're a little wide. Yeah, they're perfect for cereal dilution, or yeah, they are. But I'm using them for that, and I'm also going to be using them for water storage. So I got some upstairs that I'm going to put distilled water in and just have water storage available for bunches of cultures if I want to put some little chunks of agar in. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened. Um, okay, we're back. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. The internet went down, so I just switched over to my phone. So a little bit different, but once I get it set up, we'll be just doing it this way. Okay. Let's see if I get the phone set up somewhere here so I can see it. There we go. Okay. Comments are going to be a little bit different because I can't really see the as good on this thing, but at least we're live. Sorry, guys. There's 6 inches of snow out there today, so the internet is a little bit iffy. But we'll try to continue here. See if anybody has any more questions. Let me see if I can. I think I lost some questions. Where was I? Okay, let's see. Let's get some lighting. That's a little bit better. That's a little worse. That's a little even worser. Worser. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, let's see if we can talk for a little while on this. I apologize, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on. The whole system went down as far as my house. So at least I got my cell phone working. Yeah, sorry about that, Jesse. Sweet peach tea. Let's see. Let's see if I can get any other questions. Oh, shit. Okay. Anyways, guys, let's see if I can set this up. Sorry. Can you guys hear me? Let's see if we can hear each other now. I gotta get a... Problem is, I gotta get everything set up here, guys. Just give me a minute. I gotta get a tripod into a right spot. Okay, here we go. It's always something, right, guys? You know, one of these days the stream's going to go perfect, and I'm not going to know what to do. Really, I'm not. It's going to be like everything will go perfect, and it'll feel like, we're not doing something right. So hold on a second, guys. Okay, there's that, and that. Okay, there. That's better. Okay. I can barely read your comments, but at least you guys can see me, and I can see you. Maybe. Sorry about that, Daniel. Yeah, the stream cut out on me for some reason. I have no idea why. The computer's trying to reboot now, but it doesn't like the internet connection. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm just on an iPhone. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll try, see what happens. We can go over here and look at the hood stuff. Maybe do a little talking over here. There we go. That's better. Okay, that's better. Nice and tight. So, I got a couple of things I'm going to be doing also is I got some Alexa, light on.
Okay.
I got some corn jars here I got set up, ready to go. I'm going to be inoculating those. I was going to do that live with you guys, but what I'm going to be doing, I might do them after, but I got some Omni and some Cambodian. I'm going to try on both of those just to see how the corn works. I have a few like really good plates that I save and just have on hand just for testing other culture or other grows, like as I make corn or make birdseed. I get nice clean plates like this and just of course nothing's going to show. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, if anybody has any questions, post them. We'll try again. I'm glad we didn't lose everybody here, but yeah. So once the computer gets re-going, because I got the hotspot set up on my phone, so once the computer reboots, we'll go back to that one. Yeah, but hey, at least we're here together, and it's something to do. Everybody's got stuff that happens. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. But hey, what's up, Turd Farmer? Nice to see you. Yeah, see, this is the issue with the freaking phone. I can't see the screen. Yeah, right. Like the coyote caught the roadrunner. That would be exactly what. Yeah, my computer suddenly now can't find the operating system. Who knows? Alexa, light off.
Okay.
But yeah. So, anyways, that took me all completely off my game. Um, yeah. Oh, I had some. Jesse, thank you for the stickers. I got those. I'm gonna be putting them along my edge of my table here. I'm starting to put stickers right along the edge. I thought that was kind of cool when I saw somebody else doing that. So I'm gonna be doing stickers across the whole front edge, and seeing if anybody wants to send me some stickers. Go right ahead. I got some new stickers coming. I showed them on IG and I think somewhere else, but they're kind of cool. So if anybody wants a sticker, let me know. I like that. I felt sorry for a rotor. I just wanted to link. I forgot about that. Oh, thanks, Maestro. Yeah, sorry about the internet here thing, guys. It's just shit happens. Uh, thank you very much. Okay, thanks, Jesse. Sorry about that. I'll get this shit organized someday. It's like always something. Probably by summer. But yeah, it happens. I mean, everybody I know that's done live streams has had all this stuff happen, and when it's going really good like that, it just happens more often. Let's see how these fruits end up. I'm gonna take some of the substrate off. See how they go. Oh yeah, we're turning a little bit of a nice blue, not too dark, nice and perfect. Nice smelling fruit, very nice smelling fruit. But oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I was out there in the snow last night. It was probably 1 o'clock. I was using my autoclave to sterilize some hardwood masters mix, and I screwed up. I didn't put enough in the container, so the bags are going to expand it really big. I got to redo it. Um, Not a big deal, but got to redo it. They didn't rip. They're too deformed for the shape I want to do lion's mane on. So I still got time because the lion's mane's still colonizing. Um, so yeah, I went outside last night. It's snowing. It's this nice, light but hard hitting snow, and the lights are on, shining in the back. I'm like, that'd be kind of cool. Get a big snowsuit, take a couple of our fruits, and just go out there and just lay in the lake and have a fun time with the dog. I didn't do it, but it was a good idea. But yeah, that would be fun. Go walk out in the snow in the middle of the night. You need a full moon, and I need more light though, because that's the problem with the snow at night. If it's dark, you can't see it, so you have to have lights and things like that. But beep beep. I always rooted for the Roadrunner too, or not the Coyote. Sorry, in Roadrunner. So how's your weekend, pops? You having a good weekend? You seeing the Super Bowl with Brock tonight, or you don't follow football? Um, it's kind of weird to actually talk to you instead of listening to you talk to everybody else. So it takes a little getting used to. But yeah, pops, that's my new flow hood. I got the 2x4. Got the stainless steel table. Yep. Starting to move up in the world. I got a tent behind me, or in front of me, but behind the camera. So yeah, it's getting kind of cool. It's fun having good equipment for a change. But yeah, just a lot of fun. Hey Pacers, what's going on? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, they're fine, Mass Mofo. You can eat fuzzy feet. Well, not like I wouldn't eat the part that's got dirt on it, but the part that's attached to the mushroom, as long as it's not soggy, I would eat it. I've dehydrated it, eaten it fresh. It doesn't hurt. It's just mycelium. It's just mycelium trying to do something with the CO2 or whatever. But it doesn't hurt anything. Oh, thanks, Pops. Yeah, that's absolutely the truth. I do me. Um, I was inspired by you a while back to do some live stuff. Someone asked me last weekend, where did I get inspired to grow mushrooms? And watching your show, Pops. Um, the day I turned it on for the first time, I went on your chat live the day after my mother, or the morning of my mother's death. That was just a change in me, and a lot of good information I've gotten from the crew, you as well. But yeah, I appreciate you very much. Thank you very much. I wish you had done more videos after your starting of all the you started so many different things. That's why I kept watching. I wanted to see all the new the results of all the different experiments you did. But what happened is, by trying to go back and look for the results, I ended up finding the T Crew and watching everybody on there, and ended up being a lot of fun. So there we are. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's exactly what happened for that. Derek, what's going on, Derek? How's Emily? How's the baby? How's her? What, she have a birthday, or is it something else? Was it a birthday? I know you Valentine's Day for Emily. You got her gift. I'm glad that showed up with no problem. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Pacers. I've said it a few times on here. I don't want to get into it today, but yeah, my story is kind of interesting the way it happened. Okay, literally, I'll get into a little bit of it. I started growing about a few months before my mother. She was getting really sick, and she was getting dementia moments. Not necessarily dementia, but she was hallucinating, stuff like that. And in my mind, I was researching things, and I found out about mushrooms and the neuroplasticity and this and that with the stamina stack, lion's mane, all this stuff. So I started thinking, and I saw the psilocybin was on there, and I've always liked psilocybin mushrooms. So I wanted to grow some of those and try to see if, at the very least, I could help her in her transition from life to death, or be able, not, I shouldn't say transition, accepting situations. She was scared at the end, and I didn't make it on time, but they did more for me in the long run. So yeah, it was worth it. It's good. Good story. That was the birthday. Thank you, Daniel. Let's see if I can get this computer working. Let's see if the internet will work. I got the hotspot turned on. Oh, thanks, Pops. Hey, Azul Mesa. I just saw that. Where are you at? Okay. Oh, yeah. Wrong fucking button. So yeah, that was the origin story of MycoAlan. Let's see. We got computer action going on. Maybe we'll have the real screen back up. Let's see if it happens. But yeah, so it was an interesting July back in 2023. It was actually, it was an interesting 6-month period before July. Literally, my parents had their 50th wedding anniversary in the hospital on June 9th. And that was the day the doctor came in and said, yeah. That was the day that they gave her the word that she was dying. And nothing they could do about it. So. Okay, let's see if we can get this live back up again. Okay, that's not working. There we go. Okay, we got this. Hey, Greeny. Guys, hang in for 1 second. I'm going to switch back to the computer. Be right back. Don't leave. Okay, there we go. Okay. There we go. Back again. Hope everyone's still here. Let's see. We got some comments. We still got 21 people. We're doing good. Okay. Oh, thanks, Pops. Appreciate that. Hey, Greeny. How you doing today, Green Table Gardens? What were the little white ones that are awesome? Probably either they're all albinos. I don't know, married. Oh, don't even worry about it, Daniel. Yep. The little white. What happens is when I grow albino, like these are all going to look the same after they're dry. I kind of homogenize them all into a group. I'm not really big into separating strains. Now I'm going to start because I'm going to actually start harvesting earlier, because when you harvest like this, you end up getting a lot of like really fluffy gill tissue. Not bad things, just it gets really when you dry it, it gets so cracker dry they just fall apart. So I'm going to be trying to get some when the caps are still a little curved more. That's all. They're either Stormtrooper, Ape, or there's all kinds of different ones I've grown. They're mostly Stormtrooper, Stacks. There was some Stacks in there. There was some. They're all basically just basic albinos. They're nothing special. I mean, they're special to whoever made them, but I mean, I made this cross. It's nothing special. This is a cross of a GT and a Thick Halo, and Thick Halo is a cross that Ed Grand did of Golden Halo, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah. So I just crossed something with something else just to see what it would come out like, and they came out really spicy. I mean, they're really good. I mean, this one I took the stipe off a little while ago, and it's already turning blue. That's actual bluing from ripping the end off, but I'm kind of being a little rough with this one right now. That's why it's turning as blue as it is. I mean, I literally like ripped it in half, and it doesn't turn blue instantly. The bluing is it's an oxidation of the psilocybin, psilocybin in the mushroom. So it's not necessarily. It can be and it can't be a example of how much is in them. It couldn't be. I've had ones that don't turn blue at all that rocked my world. I've had ones that turn black and then just nothing. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Daniel. You don't have to tell anybody. Thank you for all of you sticking around through all the technical issues. I hope everything's sounding better and looks a little bit better. But I had a backup phone ready just in case, because that's a really interesting situation. Sorry, I went off there. I bought not a new phone, but an iPhone 7. I have a 6 right here. It's just I don't buy new iPhones because I think it's a waste of money. No, I shouldn't say that. Some people that have the money that want to spend $1,000, $1,500 on a phone, more power to you. If I spend 100, 150, I think I'm going insane. But what I did is I bought a brand new iPhone 7 Plus, unlocked, GSM factory unlocked, and I got it and I plugged it in. Apparently, it just didn't go with my system. I have Spectrum, which I had AT&T, and I switched all my old phones over to Spectrum. So it usually worked fine. So I ended up having to return that one, and then I got another one coming. So hopefully the videos on the phone will be better too, because I moved up at least one gen, and it's got the dual camera on the new one instead of just the single. So maybe I'll get some better videos coming off the camera. Plus, I got, where did I put it? I haven't hooked it up yet, but for making videos, I got this bad boy. It's a little like video camera, 4K for doing like dog videos and taking pictures and stuff. So it should be interesting to see how this comes out. But yeah, I got that, and I can hook that up to the computer too. So I might be able to get a multi-camera without trying to go through the internet to do it, because that's a pain in the butt. Special. Oh no, what's going on here, Married Michael? I'm still back. I'm live. I'm 22 people in. Okay, hit that like button, guys. Don't forget, we're doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We went from 390 all the way to 402 this week. So thank you very much, those 12 people, and thank you everybody for sharing the information. Sandy, thank you. I didn't know that if I post something on Facebook, it doesn't get shared like that. I'm a total tech idiot. I'm just learning how to do the basic functions of stuff. So when I post something on Facebook, I wasn't sharing it as much as I could have. Yeah, just rip it in half. It's starting to turn blue again. So yeah, but I mean, last week I showed the tips and tricks of how to make mushrooms blue. Yeah, beat the shit out of them, spray them with ISO. You can make them look really, really blue, really easy for pictures. Or you can just adjust your gain on your blue color scheme on your computer. You'll look like a Smurf too, but your fruit will look really blue. But yeah, I still can't get over this LC growing that quick. 24 hours and it's already colonizing, and I only put couple drops in there. Anyway, sorry. And these lids are really cool because you can stack them, and they're not touching each other, so there's space, so the air filters aren't being blocked off. They're not touching. These new lids are really cool. And I can't wait. I got some syringe filters coming that you screw into the bottom of them. Basically, I think I have one laying around, do I? Let me grab a syringe filter. I used one. Hold on one second, guys. Freaking camera did it again. So, anyways, let me show you real quick how this works. Okay. So you take these throw the lid around. So the Dr. Mike lid, you take a syringe filter, just a basic syringe filter, and they have these little spaces on the bottom. And you take the big part and you just screw it in. They're made for lure locks to fit in here. Okay, so there's one, and there's two spots. So your syringe filters fit on the inside. Instead of using those, you can use those as well. But on the inside, you can fit your syringe filters right in there. And they fit inside the jar. And they keep your cultures getting FAE, or gas exchange. So that's kind of cool. I thought these were really neat when I saw them, because you can get the syringe filters in there. Like I said, I got some new ones. These are just the 13 millimeter 22 micron ones. Yeah, we're back, married, Michael, I think. So yeah, but well, you can just put regular filter patches on top and nothing on the inside too. That's what I did on these because I didn't have any new syringe filters and I didn't want to use old ones. I just put these on just to show you guys. But you can unscrew them and replace them. They just unscrew out of the lure lock. Boom, 1, 2, and then that's the new Dr. Mike's self-healing injection port. It's solid. There's no hole in the middle, so when you go through it, it doesn't get like a little tiny thing. It's actually a really nice ship. Yeah. Yep. So you can just stack them right on top of each other. And then the full size quart jars, the ball quart jars are actually a little bit wider on the bottom. This is a pint, so it's a little bit smaller on the bottom, but it still works because they're made to, I think you'd almost get a regular size jar on here. Let's see if a regular size no, it fits inside. The regular size won't fit on the lid, but it's not a small mouth, it's a wide mouth, so it's a bigger jar. I had gotten some wide mouth pints to do Yeah, the self-filling or the syringe filters are hydrophobic. When you order them, make sure it says hydrophobic because you don't want ones that'll absorb water. But you're really not supposed to be splashing your lid anyways. Like I would only fill this. These I overfilled. These go up to right about under there, but there's another 3/4 of an inch above it. But I don't have anything in there for a stir bar or anything. I'm just doing these for a test. But if you had a stir bar in a regular quart or a pint like this, a wide mouth, you would never have water up there until you're, pouring it in or tipping it to the side to open the pull the liquid culture out. But yeah, and the underside is concave too. I don't know if you guys saw the website, but it's curved, so it's not flat. It's got a nice curve in there. So the water, if anything builds up on here, it drips off to the edges, so it doesn't build up right on your syringe filter or your regular just paper filter on top. But yeah, so they're working good. And then again, like I said, the adaptive liquid culture he sent, this stuff's beautiful. I had gotten some Dr. Mike's liquid culture about about 6 months into my growing, and what I did is I had used it as a base for making plates, agar plates. And I had written to him, and I was like, do you have an agar recipe? And at the time he didn't. I said, what I've taken is I've taken your LC mix and added, taken 500 milliliters of LC mix and added another 500 milliliters of water and then some agar, just agar powder to make it into agar plates. So it worked out great, grew fine, and I just wrote him a couple notes, and over time, and then a while back I said, I'd really like to try your MG Plus. Can you explain it to me? He goes, in the end, and in the end, I didn't have the money to buy it, and he sent me some. He said, here, try it out, and I said, okay, thank you very much. And I haven't heard from him or heard much about the. The only thing with converting any LC recipe to agar is LC is usually between 2 and 4% for a lot of people. A lot of people make LC at 4%. Agar, I like my agar between 3/4 to 1.5%. That's like my ratio. Like a high nutrient agar for me would be like 1.5, 2% max. That would be high nutrient. Regular would be around 1%, up to 1.5, and then low would be water to 50% or 0.5%. But yeah, so that's how I do that. I gotta grab some power here, guys. Hold on a second. I don't think that worked. Yeah, the computer's gone again. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. We can talk right here. Screw it. So anyways, I talked to him a while back, and then I saw these lids. I saw the self-filling injection ports come out, and I wrote him a note. I said, those look beautiful. Let me know when you're, done or whatever. And then I started working, and I forgot about it, and I saw the lids come out, and I said, oh wow, those are cool. I gotta try some. I gotta try some of these new things because, why not? I mean, everybody else gets to try all this cool stuff or try experimenting. And I've done everything you can do it yourself pretty much with in the past. So I wanted to try some of the good equipment. So I went on the website, I ordered it, and I wrote him a note. Like I was saying earlier, dear Dr. Mike, I said, I can't wait to try your new lids. I saw them. I think they're amazing. I'm glad the self-filling injection ports are going in them. I asked him what size jar I think this would, anyways, because I wasn't sure which size jar I needed. And next thing you know, I think it was the next day. It was like a Saturday, and then on Sunday, he wrote me a message on IG. He didn't write. He recorded a message, and I listened to it. It was very nice, very good. And I said, okay, cool. I wrote him, and he wanted to get in touch. And I said, okay, I'll get in touch with you this week or next week. I'm working, but I'll try to, get a message out to you or contact you. And then a couple days later, the package showed up, and I was just like, holy shit, I ordered 6 plastic lids. I ordered 6 of these, and I got all that other stuff. And he's very generous, very kind person, and, treat people with respect. They're going to respect you too. And I did not expect it, and I appreciated it very much. And I will definitely be reviewing all of it fairly. If there's something wrong, I'll let you know. And I'm sure he wants to know too if there's a problem with anything, because I'm sure knowing him or knowing his company, he would want to correct any issues. I haven't seen any issues yet with the lids. I am kind of curious if they need like a gasket. Some plastic lids need gaskets. I haven't had an issue with the ones I've done already. There's no leaking. Um, yeah, nothing's leaking out the sides. I can tip it. Yeah, no leaking. And the LC's growing freaking awesome. So yeah, I can tip it right to the ship, right to the self-filling injection port. No leaking. So apparently you don't need a gasket. I just can't believe how fast this colonized. I literally put all these things you see floating around. When I did it, I literally had like one tiny speck floating in there, maybe two. And they're already starting nice chains. That adaptive liquid culture, I'm actually impressed. It's been almost a year, over a year since I used it. And I remember I used it and it worked really well. Now that I'm seeing it in these jars, it's looking really nice. Yeah, you can. But like I said, these have two filters right there, and then the ship on the bottom. So it's actually, this is on the top of the peak of the curve, because these are actually curved slightly. They're actually curved over, so that's actually on the top of it, and then the other one's off to the side. But yeah, like I said, you can put them on the inside too. So you can put the syringe filters. Yeah, Pacers, don't worry. I keep getting kicked off too. I'm back on my phone again, and now the battery on my phone's dying. So who knows how long this is going to last today. We'll go until the battery dies. But pretty cool. Yeah, I am kind of curious though if like any of them will have any leaks or anything, because it does happen with a lot of plastic lids. I mean, they can. These are glass infused apparently. The material has glass infused in it to make them last longer or be more durable. So that'll be kind of cool. We'll see how they work. Oh, I'm not losing my roots, guys. I don't know if you can see on the bottom here. See that yellow label? It says Toke F8 Nerds. There's a reason there's a yellow label, because I found, or my father was at the dump the other day, and I cut them in half, but he found a box of thousands of labels from a dot matrix printer. You know, these nice little yellow labels. Remember these labels you used to get for dot matrix printers? So he found a box of 1,000 or thousands of them. So I took a big strap, I cut them in half. Now I'm going to be using these for labels. So I'm not losing my roots of using do-it-yourself stuff from the dump. I have no problem using dump stuff. I want some new stuff too. Yeah, these are not like something you buy from China and just throw them in. These are actually custom made. They actually have the Dr. Mike. These were actually designed and made by them. So it's not, just like some knockoff thing you find at China and throw your name on it. So they're actually really nice. They might be made in China. I don't know where they're made, but I'm saying they're not a knockoff that you just, grab something, throw your sticker on it and say, here it is, my fancy thing. But yeah, I'm hoping they work out really well. I'm going to do some grain jars too, just to see how they work for grains. They should be fine. I got a couple jars upstairs of grains I got to run in the pressure cooker. They didn't fit in the first run of corn I did, so I got 2 of these size jars of corn, 2 8-ounce jars, and a bag, like a 4-pound bag of extra corn. I ran 8 pounds of corn in my pressure cooker to sterilize it, and I only needed 4. So I ended up with 16 pounds when I only needed 8. So no, I've never seen a 3D printer print with no infill or anything like that showing. I mean, these are formed. Yeah, there's no way that's 3D printed. You might be able to 3D print something, but no, there's no. There's a registration mark from the manufacturer. There's no way that's 3D printed. Not any 3D printer I've seen. Maybe, I don't know. I don't care. Even if they're injected molded, they're freaking awesome. Anyways, props to him for making the design up with the lid. And these little things too, they help you lift it out of the thing so you don't burn your fingers. And then you can use these to help open the jar if it gets too tight. Because I don't know if you guys have ever had jars that get too tight. Well, these little wings can loosen and tighten the jar too. So they're cool. I think you did a good job. I don't know. I'm not either. I've seen a lot of 3D printing and a lot of it sucked. Maybe if you had like a really, really good machine, like a commercial 3D printer, it might work. But Yeah, they're probably plastic injection molded, but they have they're infused. There's like the mixture he was talking about it on his page. It's like got glass infused in it to keep up with the pressure cooker. And I literally pressure cooked them, and there's not a single deformation or a mark, anything on these. And these were in for 45 minutes in my autoclave at 17 psi. So there is nothing different between this one and the undone one, unpressure cooked. No deformation, no nothing. So we'll see. So far, they seem like they're going to work. I mean, I don't think I would buy 100 of them just that, because I don't do 100 things. But to have a dozen of them around, they might be worth it. Yeah, that's what I read. That's what he was saying in his video on the lids. They're glass infused into the plastic of some sort to give them more durability. Like I said, I want to try to get in touch with him and try to maybe even get him on the show, and so that we can ask him questions. I don't know enough about them. I just know they look really good and they seem to be standing up. So we'll find out. We will definitely find out, Steve. So, any questions, feel free to post them. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I mean, even just like, these little self-healing injection ports, they're solid. I mean, I'm sure you can, you could probably easily get something like this, but these are nice because, they're solid. They got a nice little, like a little lip in there so that when it goes through the hole, it actually grabs on, and then it gives the drill bit with it. Nice little packaging setup here for, for the home guy that wants to just grow a few things. I mean, if you're, doing commercial growing of large scale, it's different. But I'm talking like the guy that grows a couple tubs and has a couple liquid cultures. We all see the advertisements of expand your grains, expand your liquid cultures, buy this spore booster from all these different companies. And hey, what's up, Slash? And so you see all these things. So everybody that wants to start growing thinks they have to do all this stuff. I did. I thought I needed LC. I thought I needed agar. I thought I needed a float. I thought I needed all, and I did. But I could have done it a lot differently. I just didn't have any money. So I did all kinds of little experiments, doing testing. Oh, will that work? Will this work? Everything I see is, oh, can I grow a mushroom on that, in that, with that, around that? That's part of hobbies. You do that with any passion. You look at everything in that mindset of like okay, I look when I'm out driving around, I see places that I'd like to take my dog to see if he'd play with it, to go play there, or if I can see other animals, or my dog would like to do that. So there's that mindset gets you. Yeah. No, not personally, Steve. These seem really nice and tight and firm in there. There's no movement whatsoever on these ships. I mean, maybe on a thin metal lid jar, it might be a little bit looser. But yeah, no, I understood. Yeah, RTV. I understood what you meant. Can I talk a bit about spawn to substrate ratio? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I could. What would you like to know? I have noticed that a high or an equal amount of spawn to substrate gives you a lot more pins, but a lot less results on my stuff. Now, maybe and I'm talking 6-quart shoebox. I'm not talking 54-quart monotubs or any of that stuff. I'm talking like 6-quart shoeboxes, little tiny jars, stuff like that. What I found, this was before recently, but back about 8 months ago, it seemed like they were just sucking all the water out of the substrate really quickly. So if you didn't have really, really lots of substrate, which would mean you'd need really, really lots of spawn. So basically, like a 6-quart shoebox, I basically put in a pint, like this size jar, of colonized grain, and then I just put in maybe a 3-inch layer of substrate. So it's maybe like a 4-to-1, 5-to-1, and even that I'm getting a lot of colonization. But yeah, it seems like the lower the less spawn you use, you end up with like some more bigger fruits, more chance for them to complete their life cycle instead of aborting. Like here, I'll show you. Let me give you an example real quick. Of course, there we go again. Okay, so for example, this tub is about 2 to 3 inches thick. Okay, this is a shoebox. I used 1 quart, this size jar of grain, and then I put the rest of the substrate. So it was about 4 to 1. And the pin set is going freaking insane. Those are all pins. I mean, look at all those hyphal knots. All of them. They're everywhere. Okay, so there's so many pins. I'll be lucky if it doesn't have a lot of aborts. It smells amazing though. So that's how I would go with a shoebox. I would put 1 quart or 1 pint of grain into a 6 quart with a 2.5 inch cake. No, like I said, this is for a 6 quart shoebox. This is not for bags or anything like that. Sometimes in the bags, it makes a big difference. You can go more 1-to-1 because you got a thicker cake usually. That's one thing I did notice about some people that grow in bags. They have a thicker cake, so they do more of a 1-to-1. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's. I just noticed it's sucking all the water out really quickly when I was going like a 1-to-1, 1-to-2 ratio with a lot more spawn. The cakes were just shrinking down almost instantly. They were sucked out, and there was these little tiny fruits all over the place. It's like they just die. I actually just had that happen on my Albert 2 tub. I did a really, really high ratio, but a thinner cake. So what happened is they pinned really well, grew a little bit, and then they started just losing it. They started rotting in the middles. They smelled fine. Then the middles started rotting. So I'm going to redo them. Don't be afraid to redo stuff, guys. If you're in this hobby for fun, have fun. If you're trying to grow fruit, find 1 strain, grow it really well. Find a 2nd strain, grow that really well. Have 2 options, then grow your bulk. But if you're doing this just for fun, just grow one. Just grow what you want. Just if it starts going bad, just start something else. I mean, there really doesn't make a difference if you're running 1 grain, 1 or 2 jars of spawn or 50. I mean, for a hobby side of it, have some fun. And if it doesn't work, try something else. Yeah, Slash, what'll happen is on like a 6 quart shoebox with a lower spawn ratio, it's still colonized just fine. I mean, that shoebox is literally probably 5-to-1, 4-to-1 that I just showed you. And then I have another one right here. Same exact ratio, but it's a different strain. And I put a liner on this one, but it's the same thickness of the substrate. Okay. This one's colonizing and pinning, but I'm getting a smaller pin set. So this strain is a little bit different, but I'm still getting a decent look. Smells amazing. And this one has pins, but there are a lot less of them. See, I don't know if you can see the pins in the middle there, down here. I know later somebody's gonna say, "Hey, you got some trike in the corner," and I'm gonna come down here and be crying. I know there's none on this one though. I've checked it a dozen times. And then here's another example. When you go, this one here I did about the same thing, 3-to-1, but it's just all on the edges. And like someone was saying earlier that there's a microclimate. Well, that microclimate is fitting in a very, very wide space. Look how wide that space is. There's no microclimate there. That's an inch and a half of space between the sides and the wall. So this one's just growing funny. But it probably was a little bit bigger. I don't know. It don't matter. But this is for fun. I don't mind if they grow on the sides and come up like that. It's not gonna kill me. They come out just fine. Little fruities. But this one, it's turning blue again. But this one's just been sitting out here for so long. It's no good now. This is just an old fruit now. I'm not gonna dehydrate this one. But nice. Anyways, those smells good. I love the smell of those. Yes, those shoe boxes all had pseudo casings. That round one did not have a pseudo casing. I've also tried using true casings. Um, yeah, I mean, especially, yeah, I've done. I don't. I've used them, and I haven't used. Pseudo casings. I think it helps a little bit. I like doing it. If I run out of CBG or substrate, then I won't do it. I don't do it in bags as much because I haven't. I don't like bags. They're a pain in the butt for me. Yeah, I use pseudo casings, maybe an eighth to a quarter of an inch. I just put a nice dusting over and then pack it down. I don't go crazy with it. Yeah, if you're growing for bulk, if you want a lot of something, having 20 or strains or something going is just going to drive you insane. And unless, I mean, if you have a commercial space and you have 10 employees, that's different. But yeah, no, I'm actually doing that right now. I got a brand new set of 10 shoe boxes. I've got some cultures I'm running right now, and then after these are done, I'm done with all of them, and I'm starting from a few liquid cultures from some people that I know what they are, because I had a lot of people gift me things, and I appreciated all of it, but I was never getting what I thought I was getting for fruit. You grow an albino penis envy, and it comes out with a brown cap like a GT, or you grow this and it looks like that, or you grow that and it looks like that. So I've had very few people that I've dealt with that gave me free stuff that had actual perfect, genetics looking. So what I want to do is I want to take everything from people of high, not quality, but just high standards, and get those spores or get those few LCs, and then do my own genetic mishmash. Nobody's being confused. Now I'm confused. But yeah, so it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, you're growing your own medicine, you're growing your own entertainment. Have fun with it. I mean, if you're driving yourself nuts, it's not worth it. If you're just like, I come down here and I have to clean out a few things, and I know I got to do it, but I've been busy lately, so I have to not clean out dirty stuff, just clean out old stuff that I'm not using anymore, like jars and stuff like that. It's almost easier to get new jars than it is to wash them for me, because I kind of get worried about things like contaminations in jars and stuff. I like to throw any contaminated boxes or jars away, like shoe boxes. If I get contaminated, I just throw the whole thing away. I don't save the box. I don't want to try to clean it with bleach. I mean, if it was just a regular tub that I used and it's done, then I'll clean it, yes. Yeah, we're getting there, Derek. I will have a Buddy strain eventually. There's going to be a fruit I breed named Buddy. I don't have it yet, but I'm getting close. We could have, yeah, like you said, Buddy ice cream for snow time for the winter. And then we could have Summer Buddy, Buddy Love. We can have all kinds of cool Buddy names. But, yeah, why not? What's it going to hurt? Yep. Hey, JC. How are you today? Glad you could stop by. Something on my lip. I felt like a dog hair, but I don't have dog hair in here. I've been running my flow hood the whole time, so there shouldn't be anything in here. Yeah, absolutely, Daniel. Even the ones even some trips, not like even the other night, Friday night, I took some and it hit me freaking like a ton of bricks. And I never had them hit me in 15 minutes. I mean, literally, I took the 2.8, put it into a cup, put a little bit of lemon juice in there, and then I put a little bit of lemonade mix just to sweeten it up in there, and then I poured maybe a half an ounce to an ounce of boiling water on top, stirred it for like maybe 5 minutes, downed it down, and then I made a mistake. I put some soda in the wash and drank it, which started the bubbly thing. I don't know if you ever drink soda. Sometimes it gets like foamy feeling in your esophagus and stomach. Well, I didn't notice it at first. I drank some more soda after. And that was like at like, I know it was after 11 because I was after 11. I was debating trying them because I was just like, you know what, I got to work tomorrow at 2, but I don't know if I want to do them. I'm like, you know what, screw it. I want to listen to some music and enjoy my evening. So I drank it down. And I'm sitting in my bed just watching. I was typing on IG. I was talking to this lady Kat that I talked to on there, and a few other people leaving messages, adding to my story, checking out pictures, and I'm doing it. I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm just like, okay, why is everything breathing? Why does everything feel so good? And hit me like a ton of bricks. I couldn't believe it. And this was not anything special. I have a bucket of like miscellaneous fruit. These were like, 2.8, just some albino. Like I think what I gave you, Daniel, they're the same freaking thing. They were just some white ones. Probably like that fruit I just had here, but dried out. It was nice and firm. They're cracker dry. I have them in Tupperware containers inside of Ziploc bags, and then I have silica packs inside. So there's no moisture. These things are so cracker dry. Daniel, you saw the vacuum sealing I got. I got a vacuum seal, finally. So I took out the white ones. I didn't want any. Some of the ones I had in that particular container had spores on them, and I didn't want to deal with the look of spores or drinking spores. So I just took the white ones out. I ground them up. I weighed them. I was like 2.8, 2.6. It was between 2.5 and 2.8. Like, that's fine. It won't bother me. But yeah, it was a fun evening. And then I was like 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh shit. And I started talking to people and listening to music. I was watching, I don't know, Goaty. And then there was another song, Another Lover by somebody. I can't remember the names off the top of my head. But anyways, the songs, they're just so trippy sounding. They're cool. And I'm watching the videos and I'm like, whoa, that's weird. And I watched the videos again. They're still weird. But I thought they were even weirder. Absolutely. That's like that round tub. I saw that Thursday. There was nothing on there. I was looking at it. I'm like, maybe it's just not going to fruit. It happens, especially when you do weird containers. Sometimes things just don't work, no matter how much you try. I mean, some things just don't like their environment. So if you're not doing it right, not that you're not doing it right, but just some things just don't fruit. Just, okay, it didn't fruit. So I looked at it Thursday, and I went to work. I came back, and I saw a couple little pins in the middle. Not pins, hyphal knots. Nothing going on. So then all of a sudden, last night, I got home from work, and I saw those. I was like, holy cow. Freaking 2 days later, and they're freaking, 3 inches tall. They're not big, but they're fun. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't leak, because I've had vacuum baggers that leak. So I know it probably crushed it all, but at least it was airtight. Couldn't smell anything either, probably, because I dumped a little coffee in the box. I know you're in Tennessee, and that sucks there. I have 2 stir plates, Myco. I have one right here. It was just a cheap Amazon $25 stir plate. It's just a little black box like this with a dial in the front. And then I have a decent one that I was gifted with heat from, well, I'm not going to say who I got it from, but I was gifted it from somebody. And it's got heat, and it's got a stir plate, and it works fine. I use that for other stuff. I don't use that for like liquid cultures. I don't really stir things that much. I've been putting these new LCs I've done, not these. These I just put in my incubating filing cabinet. I say incubating because my cellar stays around 58 to 60. So in order for me to get 72 room temperature, I have an incubator that keeps it. But it's just a tall filing cabinet with a heat mat at the bottom. And then I keep the temperature at the middle at 73. So things are probably staying between 65 and 70 in there. And they're growing really well. So I don't really use a stir plate that often. Sorry, I forgot to post a comment. 4 kilos live in O. I don't know what that means, Steve. Sorry. I live in O. Maybe Ohio. But yeah, that LC thing I did with the lion's mane. It's a dark LC. It's got a lot of sediment on the bottom, but it's not sediment. It's actually beautiful. Now, when this originally started, it did have a little bit of sediment. This one I already mixed. That's not mycelium. You can tell they're no long change. It's hard to see on this camera. I apologize. Let's see if I can get it better. There we go. That's what I needed. Thank you. There we go. This is the raw liquid culture. You can see they're just like little particles floating around. That's sediment. That's caramelized sugars. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with those. Those are good. They're not contaminated. They're just caramelized sugars. Now, after colonization for, let's see, when did I knock this up? I knocked this up on the 27th of January. Now you can see there's chains of mycelium in there. It might be hard to tell, but you can see how the chains are just eating the... Hard to see. Well, they are. Believe me, they are. They're a lot bigger. They're a lot chunkier. You can see the chunks floating around. There's no more... basically the mycelium is eating the caramels. The caramels are fine. There's nothing wrong with using caramelized LC mix. Doesn't hurt anything. Actually, it makes it easier for the mycelium to eat the caramel sugars. But, yeah. Hey, Bill. What's going on? I don't know what the hell's wrong with my freaking computer, but it's all screwy on me. I guess it's forcing me to want to buy a laptop, I guess. No. I just got a new scope. I haven't hooked it up yet. Everything else I've been getting. Yeah, I've been trying so hard to get things working out. But actually, someone just did Spore and Sprout did a nice video on a homemade stir plate with a dual computer fan thing. It was pretty cool. It was a nice little, nicely produced video. But yeah, you can make your own stir plate. You just get you get one of those packages of the two fans, like the computer fans, and you can cut the cardboard up, take the fan cover off, glue a couple magnets on the center, and some of them have adjustable high, low, medium speed, so you can do that. They work fine. Yeah, it was kind of cool. I like the way he did his, the way he did the way it looked at the end. I would actually use a little bit of difference. I would probably use something like a Tupperware container to put them in, so there's a little more pressure for the jars to sit on the top of it. Because when you use a cardboard box, it might flex a little bit. He did put a support in the middle, but it looked, yeah, it's a good video. Actually, the heated plate I got was like $40, $36, $40, something like that from Amazon. It's the one I was gifted, I should say. They're not too bad. It's not like sensitivity wise. You might have to play with it a little bit for the heating part. It gets hot, but you know, if you're paying attention, you should have no problem. Put a temperature gauge in there. You're not a lost boy, B. Safety first. Safety third. Yeah, there we go, Derek. That was, yeah, you got the same one I think I got. Yeah, it's a good one. It's decent. I mean, I use it for my little extractions and syntheses and stuff that I've got going on. I have it up in my bedroom because I keep an eye on that one as it's doing its thing. I don't let it just heat up randomly in the basement. Yeah, we got snow here, Bill. Last night, Bill. Started around 11 o'clock. We got fermented wood chips and small amount of juice. Actually, I got some. Happy sent me. Oh yeah, I got to make fun of Happy. Happy couldn't make it today because he had to go see his granddaughter's gymnastics. Good luck, granddaughter. And we got to make fun of Happy. Happy's so whipped. He goes and watches his granddaughter. No, that didn't make fun of him. Happy's awesome. I can't make fun of Happy. I told him I'm going to make fun of him because he's not going to be here. Happy Dirt Dude. He started a. I don't know if he wants this out there, but he's starting a KNF and all kinds of other stuff to do with microbial soil and natural farming and all that stuff. Check him out, guys. He's an awesome guy. He's an awesome friend. He sent me some Amanita muscaria LC. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to probably make a bunch of LC, like maybe like a gallon of LC, and get a super soaker, and then go spray the shit out of the pine trees in my surrounding area. Just, maybe at the beginning of spring, see what happens. Why not? Maybe we'll have some fairy rings growing. That was what okay, now I remember what I was thinking. You know how we see in nature, we see fairy rings of mushrooms growing? Well, what if that's more than just something that's happening in nature? Maybe there's something like when you see side pins around the edges of a tub. Wouldn't that kind of be like a fairy ring around the edge of a tub? Maybe it's not just microclimate. Maybe some of them have genetic results or programming somewhere deep in their genetics to make circular growing. Maybe that's a trait that some people have pulled out of a lot of mushrooms, and what they do is they're reverting back to their fairy ring thoughts. Yeah, I took too many mushrooms the other night. Anyways, that was just a thought I had. Bill, B. Hendricks, I have. I've done it several times. They grow just fine. It's got to be done sterile. You want to use very, very clean fruit. You don't want to play with it much. Like, I touch a lot of my stuff, so I don't do a lot of it. I'll do like when you take a sample out of the middle, the needle biopsy is just a simpler way to get a biopsy into a sealed jar, like through a ship or something. But if you're opening your jars to put agar chunks in or stuff like that, you don't really need to do a lot with needle biopsies. It's fun. It's cool to see this little tiny plug of mycelium or mushroom come shooting out, and then all of a sudden you have a jar of. Well, we had a jar. No. Okay, that's still fine. Okay. And then you have a jar of LC starting out of a little tiny piece of tissue clone. Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's definitely fun. I've done it onto agar as well, where you do a needle biopsy and then you shoot the plug onto the agar. Now, if you do that, don't use a lot of liquid culture behind the chunk. If you get a really decent needle, you can actually get some sterile air into the needle, like in a flame, pull some flamed air into your barrel of the needle, so you have some air in the back, backing up the needle, so that when you do the needle biopsy, it goes in and the air will push it out. Otherwise, you need to use liquid. But if you're doing it onto agar, I found that works better because it just kind of shoots the sample out with no water onto the agar. If your agar is really dry, you might need a little water. But every other time I've done it on the agar, I ended up shooting out like a cc of water plus the plug onto the agar, and I have to drain it off, which is just a pain in the ass. But it works fine. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's fun. I did a video on it. There's a video on it on here somewhere. There they go. Okay, let's try this again, guys. We're going to try one more time to go back to the regular camera because my phone's going to die otherwise. Hello, hello. Okay, that's working. Enter the studio. Okay, guys, we're back. Okay, that's better. Oops, let's get rid of this. Remove. Okay, that's better. That's a little bright, but it's better. We're just going to shut that light off. We don't need that light. Okay, we're back. That's how long it took my computer to realize that it was screwed up. But, yep, so we're back. Okay. Thanks, guys, for dealing with all the issues with me today and not leaving. I see we still have 23 people. I really appreciate that, guys. Now, what I've noticed is every time I leave this area, the computer goes out. So we're going to stay in this area and not move for a little while. How's that sound? Sound good? Okay, let's see if I can get the comments back up. Let's throw some banner up here. Let's make sure everybody knows how to reach me. And the comments. Awesome. Thanks. Okay, there we go. I am so happy. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's get back up to that other question. Oh, wow. That was way back. There we go. Found it. Needle biopsies. So, yes, I have tried it. I have done it. I actually have. I have one right here somewhere. Let me find it. Okay, this is a needle biopsy LC that I made of Yeti. I took a Yeti and I did the needle biopsy. I did it actually live on camera back in the summer, I think. But it grew really, really well. It's a clone, of course, because it's a needle biopsy. This one's Yeti. Let me mix it up a little, but it's growing up the sides. I made this one on 9/25, and it's got beautiful, thick mycelium just floating around in there. I stirred it, but it had nice clear water on top. That's a needle biopsy. This is another one. This is an ape needle biopsy. Look at the clearness on top. Look at all that nice jellyfish in there. And this is from September. But this one's got the stir bar and everything, like when I mix it. This one's got so much freaking. Now, one thing I did notice is when an LC is contaminated, I get a green pellicle on top a lot of times. So it's good to know that if you see a green pellicle, throw it away. But yeah, like this is my new thing with the little tiny jars, the little tiny vials. That's all mycelium growing. That's from literally like a couple specks out of an LC. This one here is the lion's mane that I got from Mossy Creek Mushrooms. And I inoculated this yesterday, guys. This is not like old. This is, I'm sorry, the 7th. So whatever day the 7th was. And that's already growing. And then I did another one with vitamin water. Because I was watching a thing on agar, how they're using V8 agar and stuff like that, and different blood agar. I was watching Tip of the Cap. He goes deep into some really interesting stuff. But once I saw that, I was looking at work. I was looking at all the juices and stuff in the cooler, and I saw vitamin water. I'm like, wait a minute. If it's got vitamins and minerals, as long as it doesn't have a lot of electrolytes, sugar or salts, I should be okay. So I found one. It was it had I don't remember if it was energy or what, but it was all minerals and vitamins and very low amounts, no sugar, no salt, no fats, none of that stuff. And so I made an LC with it by just adding a little bit of corn dextrose and some LME. It's already colonizing. So it's a pink sugar-free vitamin water. Came out really cool. I'm hoping that'll work. That'd be kind of cool. Imagine, like this is my side-by-side. This is a standard LC recipe. This is the vitamin water, exactly the same amounts in both things. If my hands will work. So, these are done the same. This is a control. This is a control. And this is the vitamin water. And we're going to see how they both react on plates. So that's the kind of stuff I'm getting more into, is doing real experiments with like different things to make sure they work. Like I use this adaptive LC. It's working freaking beautifully. Everything is colonizing. I mean, that was from yesterday. This is not a long period of time, but in one day I got very rapid colonization. Now, if the strains stay strong, should be fun. That's my whole goal with that. Doing needle biopsies is just like cloning or using any tissue or anything, though. B, thank you for the question. You guys are crazy. Keeping a mustache immersed. Cool, Sam, man, that sounds good. Let me know if I can spread the word for you at all. Anywhere on my channel, I will. Let's see what we got here. I don't know where you are talking about sucking. Everywhere is good if your mind is on a good, plane. I was thinking about that the other night. I was thinking, maybe when I took that 2.8 Friday night, maybe my mindset and my body is not necessarily healthier, but in a better place to allow things. I'm also lower. I'm almost off all medications. No SSRIs or anything like that. No antipsychotics. I don't think I'm that psychotic. Not on a normal basis, anyways. But no, I'm not on any of that stuff. But I'm just on basically a little bit of insulin type medication, and then 5 milligrams of methadone, which will be done in another 2 weeks. Thankfully, it's only been 4.5 years. But yeah, so it just all of a sudden the way that those hit me Friday night, I'm just thinking maybe my mindset is different. My maybe it's like a reward type thing. I don't know. Maybe I just had a good handful of mushrooms. I don't know. It might be because of the fairies. I don't know. I'm just saying. Oh, but I don't mind if I got fairies in my house. 10 little fairies. Nice. That's cool, Derek. Have you done agar slurry? Yeah. Yep. I've tried it. Not a fan. It's not that it's bad. I'd rather just cut a piece of agar and throw it in a jar of grain. Does same thing. I don't mind having a couple days or 3 or 4 days difference in time for colonization. I literally have half a dozen jars I just knocked up 3 or 4 days ago that are already. What happens when I only put like maybe a 1-inch round piece. Sometimes I put a half a plate into a jar this size, like a pint. Put 1 or 2 of those pieces. You get it on the side of the jar, like over here. And literally in 2 or 3 days, you'll see it start growing. Then you know it's growing, so it's viable. And then after it gets maybe like a ½ inch away from the edges of the agar chunk, because it's also going into the grain. So it's not just growing around the agar, it's growing deep. Then I break it up and shake it. And then I leave it for whatever amount of time, a couple weeks. I have stuff, usually my stuff colonizes within 2 to 3 weeks at the most. Anything over that, I usually tend not to use. Oh, where did I put my shit? It's out there. I don't know if I go out there from a loose signal. Okay, I gotta try because I want to show you guys my newest novelty grow. Hold on, I'll be right back. Well, maybe I didn't put it in that incubator. Maybe it's right in here. Let me check. Oh, right in front of me. So anyways, I was at work and I found something in the trash, of course. So I found something in the trash that I thought was really kind of cool. It was a like a plastic container. And I said, that's really cool. I could grow some cool looking mushrooms in that. So I put a layer of mycelium in there and I covered it all in dirt. And I think it's going to be a really cool thing. It's like a fish bowl, but it's plastic. I cleaned it, sterilized it. It's got tat in there. That bag of tat that I had laying around, figured I'd give it a shot. It is level. It's just a little crooked looking container. But yeah, so this is my last novelty grow for a while. Thought I'd show you that. I thought it was kind of cute. Hey, Mr. Phillips, nice to see you. I've never tried Amanita, to be honest with you, Mary Michael. I think you got to cook them or something. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at a few things. I've heard lots of things about them, but I just haven't looked into them. I like Mario Brothers, and they have some Mario Amanitas in the pictures. Yeah, I've seen the blood agar. I've seen all kinds of different ones, but yeah, listening to tip of the farm or top of the cap. I can't remember his name. Great, he does a lot of videos. Rigo. Not SSRIs can affect the effects of these types of fruits. Yes, they can. I think it might be a little bit more each individual as to how much it affects you. But when you see someone that says, "Oh, I took 20 grams of this and it didn't do anything to me," a lot of times, I'm not going to say always, they either got garbage or they're on some sort of medication that would prevent the uptake of the psilocin into their blood or brain or whatever, however it gets. I don't have the biological stuff up right in front of me. But yeah, it can affect it. I'm not taking any SSRIs, but I don't know if methadone has some sort of a similar reaction. Um, I've been on it for 4 years, and I've always had just relaxing, enjoyable sessions. And this was just different. It was a boom, like wow. And I've had those before, and I've given them to people, and there was nothing special about the ones I took. I had eaten about 2 or 3 hours before, so it wasn't like I was fasting. I wasn't doing anything different, and it was just boom. So maybe it's because I'm on less medication, but last time I did, I think I was on like 18 or so milligrams. It was a few weeks back, several weeks back. And the reaction was okay, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't, I've taken 2, 3, 4 grams before. And it was always just really mellow. So it was like, okay, I figured that was just the way it worked with my medication. And this time I wasn't really thinking that when I took them. And they were nice fruits. I made them. They weren't like I bought them somewhere. They were mine. So yeah, it can definitely affect how you perceive things or how you react to them. But yeah, there we go. There's Steve's answers. So I'm way behind on the comments, guys. Yeah, Lexapro, Celexa, Prozac, all those different ones can affect that. Yep, you're welcome. But there's a funny thing now. SSRIs, SSRIs, reuptake inhibitor, serotonin something reuptake inhibitor. They inhibit the uptake of serotonin, I believe, the reuptake of serotonin, which kind of makes me think back to a video I saw on Syrian rue. Syrian rue is something you can buy and extract. I think it's SSRIs out of, or maybe it's something different. I don't have the info in front of me, but basically what it is Syrian rue. It basically it's a natural enhancer of our fruits that we get. It's also not exactly the ingredient, but it's a similar ingredient as in what they put in ayahuasca. Now, ayahuasca is more of a DMT, dimethyltryptamine. That's something that is in that mixture to allow the oral and the long-lasting 12 to 24 hours of ayahuasca in your system. So I believe that's an SSRI of some sort. So I don't know if maybe I'm getting the terms confused. If anybody is familiar with this, let me know, because yeah, and MAOI, thank you. Monoxide inhibitor. Thank you, Phillips. Thank you. I have the wrong term. My bad. Okay. SSRI is bad. MAOI is good. My bad. Sorry. I know there's the monoa's monoa. I can't. Monolase MAO inhibitor. Yeah, monolase. SSRIs aren't safe with MAOI. Yeah, okay. MAOIs is what you get from Syrian rue. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Thank you. I was spreading misinformation there. I apologize. I couldn't think of the term. All these damn abbreviations. Correct. That's Maestro. Mr. Phillips, thank you. Serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Syrian rue is yes. Okay, that's where I was getting confused. Monoamine oxidase inhibitor. Yes, thank you. Thanks, Steve. See, you guys, I'm on the right track. I just don't know the words. You guys know the words. Thank you. That helps. It's difficult for me to do this live and try to get all the information I have in my head out because I forget things. And I'm like anybody, I'm not a dictionary. I'm not Alan Rockefeller. I don't know every strain, every Latin name. I'm not Dr. Ed. He knows all the different medical procedures or not the DNA stuff. And he's done all the sequencing and stuff in his past history. I'm just a guy that likes to grow shit. And I'm trying to learn from all of you guys as much as you're trying to learn as well. So Syrian rue has the MAOI, which can increase and lengthen the time period that your mushrooms and stuff work. Yeah. Correct. If you're not on SSRIs, then MAOI is MAOI oxidase inhibitor. What it does is it basically it inhibits. It's like when your body gets the psilocin or whatever, your body breaks it down really quick. And what this does is it inhibits the breaking down of that. So it allows the psilocin to get into your brain better and fuller and for longer. So instead of breaking it down, or basically instead of digesting it out of your system, it allows it to stay in longer. Hey, Rodman. I was just talking about you. Not just about 2 hours ago. I mentioned that we're going to start a 53-pound fucking bag of all in one bag. I wanted to show you that, Rod. This is that jungle pack from Jesse. This is an all-in-one bag. These are custom made, individually made. They're pre-mixed. This is how it comes. There's grain in there. I knocked it up with albino Louis Vuitton. So that's going to grow. We're going to let that grow. But yeah, so I got to get a 55-gallon drum so I can make a 53-pound bag. Robin was reading a comment by Jungle Pack Jesse there. Jesse at Jungle Pack. It said 5 space 3 space pound jungle packs. And he goes, I want a 53-pound jungle pack or something like that. I laughed my ass off reading this comment. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Robin. I had a great kick out of that one. Not 53 pounds, it's 5 pounds or 5 3-pound bags. But it did. I mean, if you looked at it quick, I mean, on a phone, you might not have noticed it, but it was fucking hilarious. Here, actually, let me just bring it up. I'll show you guys the picture. Let's see. The picture was cute. Let's see where we at. You're probably not gonna be able to read it, but it says right here. It says right over here somewhere, 5 3-pound. Yeah, it says $125 for 5 3-pound jungle packs, $105 for 3 5-pound jungle packs. So you guys, right now, check out that sale Jesse's got. He's got 5 of those all-in-one bags for $125. Free shipping. Can't go wrong. He custom makes them all to order. Check him out, guys. He's on Instagram, jungle_pack_LLC. And if you need his connection information, let me know. I will be glad to send it to you. He's a great man. Not only does he make beautiful pH balance, so there's no real bad problems with acidity in the substrate for the grain to get messed up. So he pH balances everything. He makes them all to order. So like I happened to get lucky and he was making his own. So yeah, he's a great dancer. He likes, I don't know if you guys have ever seen him. He gets in this little tigger outfit, I call it. He dances around like a maniac, and his wife, he's got a beautiful wife and beautiful daughters. He's got a beautiful black lab, Cass. Can't wait to meet him. Hopefully this summer I'll get down to Pennsylvania to the Pennsylvania Mush Fest down there. That's actually only a couple states away from me. So that's actually pretty close. I was trying to go this last summer, but my eyes were so bad that I couldn't do it because I can't drive at night. Hopefully I'll be getting my eyes worked on in March, and then I'll be able to drive down there this summer. But yeah, I can't wait to meet him. I can't wait to meet Cade from Medicinal Mycologist. Bunch of guys are down there at that Mushroom Fest in Pennsylvania. It's at State College, Mushroom Fest or Myco thing, State College. They have a campground and everything. I actually could have, last year I had free passes to go there from Cade. He gave me a medical mycologist. He had an extra vendor pass and he was going to go. But he had an extra one. I couldn't go, but I wanted to. Welcome to the jungle, absolutely. Actually, he's got a cool setup. He's got a nice little setup at his house or whatever. I can't wait to meet him in person. I know him via. I mean, there's so many of you guys I'd like to meet. I just, Daniel and Rod and all you guys, Happy. Yeah, someday. Maybe I'll save my money for summer. If I don't keep spending it on this shit. Flow hoods and microscopes and jungle packs and jars and lids and yeah. Oh well. If you're working and you're working for your, like I'm working for my hobby, I'm not working to survive, and I understand that some people are, and that sucks. I mean, I enjoy my work because I get to meet so many people. Um, and I like people. I know that sounds weird. I hate people, but I like dogs, but I like meeting people and trying to find the ones that are really cool to talk to or to make smile or just bring some happiness to their day. And that's my new mindset. I go in, I may be tired, I may be in pain, but I still do it. And I put a smile on my face. And why not? You know? The Agaricus Mafia. What are they, Amish? Someday, Mary, someday. Someday, Daniel. Ugh. Oh, that little coin shaped thing I had given you or sent to you. I gave one of those to another buddy of mine. And he tried it and he was like, "Oh, that was pretty good." Well, I'm happy it's not that bad. I'm glad it's decent. Um, oh, if anybody knows Lucy and wants to talk to her, let me know. Um, that's about all we'll say about that. Because she's coming around. Let me know. Hit me up. So if anybody has any more questions, feel free to post them. Anytime, Mary, and anytime, Daniel. Anything you need, let me know. You know that I'll take care of you. Let's see. Oh, I decided I'm only going to grow 2 pot plants this summer. I'm going to make 2 nice outdoor planters with horse manure compost again and lake water. And I'm going to do 2 feminized plants this summer. I got so many seeds from Slim Biotic Systems and different people and Silly Mike. They sent me so many seeds this past year. And I can't grow 100 strains of pot. So I'm going to grow 2 feminized plants this summer. I just can't deal with the amount of flower I ended up with. Maybe if things change, I'll grow more, but it's like, nah, that's too much. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that tub could be some tub. It could just be re- absorbing the stems and stipes that I left on there. Um, top looks fine. The bottom looks a little rough, but I don't really care. I don't really. Oh, not pans. Those are okras. Never mind. I'm sorry, B. Hendricks. I'm on a different subject. Yeah, I'm married, Michael. I'll talk to you. Yep. We'll be here. What's today? Sunday. Um, let's see. All inbox. Where's my email? I bet you it's on my iPad. No, it's right there. Okay. Let me see if I can track it. I can track it. That's fucking scary, Daniel, isn't it? I can track it. I can track her so I can see where she's at. Copy. I can track her to see if she's on the way. She's coming from, I think, Wisconsin or something. Oh, God. Yeah, I have a friend in Florida that knows a person in Wisconsin. I'll share the information with certain people, but it's none of my business, so I'm not sharing it. She's a nice lady, so hopefully she'll get up to New England soon. Let's see when she'll be here. Tuesday. We'll see her Tuesday. I like growing albinos, Rigo. I like crossing my own. Depends on the weight, Rodman. Like usually $5 to $10. I mean, if you use hold on, let me finish Rigo's question. My favorite straight, yeah, I like growing albinos. I like thick stipes, like fat stipes with big caps. Like kind of like an albino penis envy. Like I'm just starting the albino Louis Vuitton. There's pictures all over the internet if you don't know what those are. And I just ordered some swabs from Ed. for the PF albino, Philosophy Fanaticus. It's one of the original albinos. They're really beautiful. You're not going to be able to see it on the phone on the picture, but they're like those are going to be one of my favorites to grow. I think if they grow out the way that I see the pictures of the ones he grew. So I'm going to be doing those really soon. I'm probably going to be deep diving into the PF albino, and then I'm getting some spore prints of some natural grown, like on poo in a cow field. I want to try crossing those with some of the newer strains out there, like take the albino Louis Vuitton and breed it back with a wild mushroom, like a wild philosophy, just to see if it changes the alkaloid content, see if it changes the look too much. I'm not really a big grower of quantity of fruit. I'm into just making cool things with the fruit, making different. Yes, Mass Mofo, I can answer that when I get to it, when I get down to you. But yeah, so I like growing albinos because I don't like a lot of spores. I think they dry better. I think they dehydrate better. I mean, they taste better in my mind. That's entirely probably in my mind. I eat raw albinos all the time. Just people have seen me do it on camera. To eat one that's like a little one, just a microdose, nothing big. Rodman depends on the weight. Like I was just saying, you can either do like a set price shipping container from the post office. I get brown envelopes and use click and ship because I save money doing click and ship. Like it's something that would cost you $6.50 is like $4.75 on click and ship. So yeah, it's not expensive at all. And if you can vacuum seal them, I just did that with some fruit to married Myco, and apparently it worked out great. And what it does, it shrinks it right down so you can use a smaller envelope. It crushes the fruit a little bit, but if you're sending dry fruit, what's the difference if it's crushed? Most people that know how to take these things are mixing them into tea or something or capsules. Eating raw fruit is kind of old school. Some people do it. I've done it with raw fruit. I mean, but dry fruit is really chalky, and I have bad teeth, so like with dentures and stuff, it's hard to chew up mushrooms. Then you get stuff. Yeah, no, but yes, Steve, I agree. But this is special. Is there a way you can make albinos go back to brown? Yeah, put them outside. Throw them in a compost bucket or in the garden. They'll go back to brown in a little while. That's what a lot of people are doing. You take like a bunch of cakes, and it'll all look like just standard cubenzas outside. Not all of them, but that does make them revert quite a bit. But I don't know what will happen if like you took one that went outside into a compost or into a garden or something and grew a new brown fruit. If you brought it back in, would it still be brown or would it go back to albino? I mean, if it's a spent cake of clones and you put a clone cake outside and it grew a brown fruit, I don't know exactly how the bio thing is going on with that. Maybe if it's a clone or if it's single genetic of a brown, that must have something to do with being out in nature at a light or something. I don't know. But that does happen quite a bit. Don't worry about it, Rodman. He's just talking to me, something I said. Oh, there you go. $6.50. It depends on what's in the boxes. I mean, I've had people send me boxes that should cost $5 and it says like $15 on the outside, and I feel horrible because they just tried to package it too well, and they made it heavy. And then keep your stuff light and do it inconspicuously. Don't just send it in a regular medium-sized mailer box or a small mailer box. Or just like I go to Walmart and I buy those brown padded mailers, and I put a lot of stuff in those, or some silver ones I have, just different mailers. But you don't need to go crazy with priority or any of that stuff. I mean, tracking is included pretty much with anything. You just want basic ground shipping. You don't want airmail. You don't want any of that stuff. Not for just sending something like fruit. I mean, you spend a bunch of money, especially like we grow fruit, so we have plenty of fruit. So sending fruit to people, and if it gets taken, bummer. Okay, if it gets lost, bummer. You just send some new one. It's not like we're sending something important, like life saving, kidney or something. We're just sending some dry fruit. If you really wanted to get really fancy, what I'm thinking of doing is powdering all my fruit and just bagging it into like little bags of bluish powder, gray powder, and then you just done. You don't have to worry. It makes it a lot smaller, makes it a lot lighter, not lighter, but less packaging. Because pretty much everyone that I've sent fruit to basically powders it and puts it in tea or lemon text it. It's a lot easier to take, a lot lighter on the stomach, I think. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So Robin's gonna steal Pop's idea. I don't put a mushroom soup packet in there. I put a how to trip properly. No. Put an instruction manual how to lemon tech. Oh God, if everybody got in trouble for what we've been mailing to each other for the past couple of years or more, we'd all be in freaking federal. Yeah, Derek. A lot of people are talking about like different alkaloid contents of different strains and this and that. And I'm like, I got like 6 strains in a bucket that are all ground up into a powder. I'm getting the alkaloids of all of them. I mean, if you homogenize all your fruit, you're going to have a common strength, a common alkaloid content. And I don't know. I think that would almost be better. It'd be like if you took like 4 or 5 strains of marijuana and rolled them into a joint mixed together. Would you get a different flavor profile? Would you get a different reaction? If you mix a sativa and an indica, is it going to feel different than just a sativa? Yeah, it's going to. So if you homogenize it all, you should get a combination of all of it. Yep. Maestro, I'm not putting your comment up, but yes. How's that for an answer? Yes. Yes. Soon. Whatever you want. Testing it this week, so we'll find out on the quality. But from what I've heard already from others that have already tested the same source, it is 100% quality. Oh, she is. Let's just get into that question. Oh, she is. Yeah, so I'm getting like the 200 microgram or whatever, maybe 250 each. So the UG, point whatever, 200s, 250s. They have candy flips. They got everything. You can get whatever you want. Yeah, I'm married. I know you did. Too bad you're only going to serve, what, nothing? I'm glad you're not going to jail. But you're in Tennessee. Tennessee's rough. Did you hear they're thinking of legalizing marijuana in Tennessee now? So, Mary Michael, you might have to only, have a couple of months of probation. It's going to be legal, and they're going to throw it out. Absolutely, Steve. I think it's a great idea to homogenize and powder all our fruit, just because if you're making either capsules, you want them all the same. If you're doing it for higher doses, why not keep them all accurate so you know from one experience to the next? I mean, you can't do it with all like stuff you grew now or stuff you grew next year. It might not be the same, but like if I have 2 or 3 different strains, I just mix them all together. And then this batch, I would let's say strength of batch. So each batch I would test with a 0.5 gram first as a test dose for mushrooms. You don't want to sit there and say, oh, okay, this batch in 2025 was, 2 grams did me good for 4 hours. Now I'm going to take 2 grams of this new batch, and you happen to put an Enigma in there or a freaking bunch of pans or some Natalins. You put a whole bunch of different fruit in different batch. So I would say definitely test your batches, but homogenize. That's my new idea. Not my idea, but my new thing I'm thinking of doing. Just the only thing it does suck is if you want to send something to a friend and they see a packet of powder, it's like, well, what is in there? Well, I can guarantee there's no, dirt in there. I mean, it's clean. It's got maybe some spores, but yeah, I like it that way. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna get a capsule maker. I got some 000 capsules, but they don't have it. I guess I got to go to one of the vitamin places. I want to do the 000 capsules so I can put like at least 0.5 gram in each capsule. The other thing I messed around with a while back was making tablets of psilocin or of mushies. Basically, I made a little tube with a like capsule maker, like a pill maker. You take a tube and then you compress it down with a hammer. I could get a gram into a little freaking like a pellet of like a hardwood fuel pellet size thing. I could put a gram in there. So that might be an option too. I just don't know how that would go over. Yeah, have supplements. Yep. I can guarantee no dirt because I don't use any dirt. I use cocoa pour. Really? Well, I know there's one site they do. It's like what you call it, the capsule. Maybe buying a pill press would be a red flag more so than a capsule maker because everybody's buying capsule makers now for the um, homeopathic medicines and stuff like that, where they're growing their own stuff. Yeah, yeah. I got the blank capsules. I just don't have the machine for the 000s. Yeah, yeah, probably. I don't disagree with you, Mr. Phillips. I haven't. I honestly don't care. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to help me and my friends enjoy their mental health. Oh, where did that other thing? So, guys, in case you didn't know, Stealthy Spores makes these nice little cards, these little playing cards. Okay, and um, guess who got featured in one? Boom, MycoAlan. He's got my little story in the bottom, and he sent me a bunch of others. I ordered a few. I got like an Ed Grand. Boom, I got my Hero Ed Grand. I got a Myco Geeky. I got a Myco Trex. I got a whole deck. Check out Stealthy Spores, guys. They got some really cool stuff over there. Great guy. I'll put his name up on the bottom if you want to check him out. But yeah, they got the cards available now. I meant to shout. I've shouted him out before, but I've sent one card out to somebody of mine. I only got 3, so one person did get a card, and I apologize. I don't have more. If I get more, I will send them out. But check out where'd I go? Stealthy Sports. Yeah, check them out. They got some cool stuff. So I want to try to get some people together so we can do like an online Stealthy Sport game or something like that one of these times. Yeah, Nerdy. That's did you get your package yet, Nerdy? Might as well. You should be getting that soon. I don't know if you it's got the Albert 2 plate and some other stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, it's kind of cool. He wrote me back a while ago for the new fall deck or whatever, the winter deck, and he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, you want to be a?" I was shocked. I mean, yeah, I was shocked. So I said, "Yeah." So now I got my own playing card. Yeah, Nerdy, did you see? I sent you one of my cards, so you could have it in your deck. Yeah, the one I grew came out. It grew fine, but something was wrong with my conditions, and it started getting like slimy. I think it was too much humidity too soon on the pin set because I have my tent. It was right next to my humidifier. I think I let too much moisture get on them, so I'm gonna regrow them. Not a big deal. Like you guys, you'll find that regrowing something to change the conditions, or it ends up just becoming just part of the process. If you want to grow something, um, I might regrow it, or I might just cross it with something. Yep. Yeah, I got a strain from it came from Happy Dirt Dude via Captain Trips called Albert 2. It's got some beautiful little caps, and I was telling Nerdy about it, and that was his late dog's name. So I sent him a plate of it just to try it out. Yep, I understand how that feels, Nerdy. That's how I met everybody. It was my mother dying. It is a sad way that we meet people sometimes, but it also can be a blessing. Yeah, I mean, I'm meeting a lot of cool people at work now. Because of mushrooms, I'm working because I decided I wanted more fancy equipment or professional equipment, more standard stuff like the flow hood you see behind me or the microscope. I wanted a new one. I bought one before it was refurbished. But yeah, Yeah, Nerdy Pops was on here earlier. Pop stopped in, so he got to see the show finally. Not finally. I just told him about it the other day. But yeah, he stopped in. He was in here for a little while. Um, yeah, a lot of you guys are from the T Crew, or are the T Crew. We all are. That's every morning at 9 o'clock. Pop Shrooms does a live tea, and we all get together and chat in the comments. He does jokes, he does games, he does facts, he does readings, he does live life lessons, stuff like that. Live, laugh, love, whatever. It's all fun. It's all helpful. Yeah, I mean it's like I was sitting here and I was basically on a shoestring budget of maybe $50 a week, a month, not a week, a month, and that was barely keeping me in core and freaking grain. And now I'm working 32, 40 hours a week, and I have enough to buy the little things I want. I bought a flow hood, I bought a new microscope, I bought core, I bought vermiculite. I can buy some stuff from these vendors that I've been lucky enough to meet that have given me things in the past or helped me out with very low prices or telling me how to do things that they're selling. Some of these vendors do that. They'll actually tell you how to make it yourself. Because I didn't have any money. I didn't have enough money to buy these fancy things. I didn't have $30 for this, $40 for that, $20 for that. Those things add up. And now I can finally start thanking people like Full Canopy Genetics was on Geeky last week, and I was watching. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting a bag from Jesse. I want to try bag genetics, and their genetics are basically bred into bag grows. So I ordered us an LC. I wrote him a nice note, right? Nice to see you on Geeky, this or that. Thank you. I can't wait to try the Myco Nerds, or not the Myco Nerds, the Toke F8 Nerds, which I believe is a mutation from the picture I saw. If it's not, I like Toke either way, so it's going to be a beautiful fruit. And they sent an extra albino blue Louis Vuitton, which I want to grow, and I never had a chance to grow it because the cultures I had were not strong. They were from somebody that gave somebody, and I was new, and I don't think I did everything perfectly, but I couldn't get that one to grow. So I still got it on plates, but now I have a fresh sample of an LC, and yeah. Oh, you didn't get it in there? Yeah, you're getting a couple surprises in there. Well, yeah, I thought you got it, so I sent you a card. I sent you to one of the extras I had, because I only had 3. I'm keeping 2 for myself, and yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad. I was it is a little hard to keep up with all the different people that we like. And if anybody's not being mentioned, I apologize. It's not personal. It's just my mind is freaking full. I'm still trying to download new information and erase old information. It just takes time. But yeah, Rodman, Happy? Good. I met Happy through Pops as well. Pops did a little comment about a year ago. He was maybe a little over a year and a half ago. Maybe a year and a half. It was right after I started watching. It was probably in August after that July my mother passed. And he said, yeah, we got a letter from a guy called Happy Dirt Dude. And apparently he's a not a dump truck, but a cement truck driver and a farmer and all this. And he goes, all I can picture is this guy driving around a little truck being all happy Dirt Dude. Sorry, Happy, I'm throwing you out there. And so anyway, somehow we got in contact with each other after that on IG. And yeah, we've hit it off, best of friends for a long time now. Yeah, absolutely. B. It took me a while to get to that point because, again, like when you don't have any money, you can't buy anything fancy. I've built many things that worked really, really well. And like I was saying last week, I got to 60% of my game on, 60% overall success. I wanted more success. I want 75, 80, 100, not 100, 90% success. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that 10% of my grows all fail. I mean, 10% of the time you're going to have something not work. So, if you have 90% success, that means maybe 1 out of 10 tubs fails, 1 out of 10 jars fails, 1 out of 10 plates fails. And that's where I'm looking to be. I'm not saying I want all my plates to always work. I want all my tubs to always work. So I was about 60%, meaning this grow worked, that grow worked, but maybe some didn't. Maybe something didn't work at all. Now that's the average success rate. So I'm over 60 just doing stuff from recycling, um, building like this room I'm sitting in. I built this. There's you know there's these a lot of documentation videos I made, and it's worked out fantastic. I built several filing cabinet incubators, which is basically at our dump, people throw away old filing cabinets. Well, if you take a filing cabinet that's empty, at the bottom, you put a heating pad or a tiny little heater, and then you put a little sensor up, like a thermostat in there, you have an incubator. It's not insulated. You could insulate it, but there's ways to do things without having a Gorilla Grow tent like I have now, without having a flow. So you can do really well without it. You can do it in a still air box. You can do it in a clean bathroom. Difference is I don't have a clean space to start with. I'm in a basement, a cellar, like a brick wall basement. If you've seen the videos, you know this is not a clean area. So I had to make a clean area, but you're still going to get little things. But yeah, once I got some money coming in, I finally. So you want to hear the weirdest thing? It's like kind of karmic or cosmic or whatever you want to call it. I spent close to probably $1,000 on the flow hood, the microscope, a bunch of supplies. And then a week after everything came in, I grabbed a $10 scratch ticket and I hit $1,000. So I didn't pay for any of it. Cost me $10 for a flow hood, microscope, cocoa core, jars, lids, supplies. $10. It's amazing how cosmic things can be. But yeah, sometimes you just. And I'm not recommending going out and buying scratch tickets to support your mycology habit, but just weird things like that happen. When I first started, I started winning contests left and right, giveaways. I won this giveaway. I won that giveaway. I won this giveaway. So then I didn't want to win anymore, and I wanted to play the game. But like I've posted on several giveaways, I recommend the 3 people on IG. But then I say, if I win, please give it to somebody else. Give it to the next person. Give it to one of my tags. Give it to somebody. I believe it was Mike and Kim when I won the Gorilla Grow tent. Mike won MVP. He won a tent as well because he was one of the people I suggested or tagged or whatever you call it. So that's the fun part. I did take the tent though. That I really wanted. So yeah, you can do a lot with a little bit and then just work your way up. Nice. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, B. But when it can be, you can do more. I mean, there's always better. I mean, I would love to have a facility, where I could just do all my sterile work in a little lab room with no dust or dirt in the air, with no heating system running in the background and stuff like that. That would be great, but I don't have that. Maybe someday I will. I'm hoping to have a farm someday or a building for a farm. But yeah, you can use all the same equipment. You can rewash stuff. You can recycle and upcycle and stuff like that. It definitely works, but you're going to have limitations. Like you said, if somebody has an old loaner work belt with a hole in the nail pouch, your limitation is occasionally nails are going to fall out. Same thing with anything. Something gets old and used. Sometimes you want something nice and new. And I didn't want to have it given to me. I wanted to go buy it. I wanted to go work and earn it. And I think that's a little bit different that, I've learned through this community is you can't, fuck it, go get some work, do it. But yeah, they absolutely do work. But, yeah, there you go. Yep. Like K-Cups. I use K-Cups every time I run out of plates and don't have any money. So I have a combination. Now I have a box of, 470 or 64 box of 460 plates sitting there that I'm using. I love having plates. I mean, you can get plates for $80, but you know how often I didn't have a total of $80 or $90 with shipping and all that stuff to buy a box of 500 plates. I would have had plenty of plates, but I never had that chunk of change to buy the box. I did a couple times over the past couple years, but when you run out of plates, it's like, okay, do I have the 90, $100 to buy them, or do I have to buy K cups and save for 2 months? That's the way shoestrings budgets can work, and they do work, but they're just difficult. Yep, universe abides, absolutely, Daniel. And again, I do give a lot away. I don't. People have donated to me money, and they have donated to me other things, and I've done the same out to people. So, yeah, it goes both ways, and I think it's absolutely 100% cosmic. Yeah, actually, when you're too motivated, if you do too well, then they're behind you and they're not happy. So I still got to have a few contaminations here and there. That's exactly what happened with me too, nerdy. I just like give it away. I don't want it. I don't need another fruit. I like guessing. I like playing the games. But now I guess wrong. Actually, I guess the opposite of what I've actually like on the true false. I just put the opposite just so when I hear the answers, I know if I'm right or wrong. Or if I know that's fucking horrible, but yeah, I do the opposite. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. So you guys don't copy my numbers in reverse, thinking I'm gonna win, because I don't win all the time. But I put the opposite so I can look back and say, did I have it right? And if I see false, 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 it was true, true. I'll be like, okay, I had it right. I never got into chess. Never. I couldn't remember what every piece did enough in my head. My mind was thinking about something else most of the time. I'd be playing chess and I'd be thinking about a song, or my head's not focused on stuff like that. I don't know why. I can do math like a madman in my head. Numbers, figures, calculations, ratios, conversions. I can do those in my head like it's nothing. I can go from imperial to metric and back and forth into in a heartbeat. Celsius, Fahrenheit. I mean, you ask room temperature, it's 22, 68. Just things in my head that I just know about. Calculations I can do, but I can't play chess. Yep. No, don't give up. Absolutely. 100% true, Steve. You can do it, but you will have failures, and don't let that get to you. It just means you got to work harder on your positive stuff, like your sterile tech. I mean, I came down here. I have a 2x4 FFU, and I got showered before I came in to do the live. I put on fresh shirt, fresh shorts, washed up, shaved, made sure my hair wasn't like falling off my head. I put on gloves before I even just did an all-in-one bag. So your sterile tech is a big deal when you're doing stuff. Learn sterile tech. Don't work over your plates. Don't go over your, if this is your jar and you're filling it with an agar chunk, don't hold it like this. Don't try to sneak it in with it wide open. If you're gonna do it, just sneak it open a little bit in front of your flow hood and just slide it in. Just close it real quick. Just nice and easy. You don't need to open it all the way. You just open the very edge. Just put it in. Done. Close. Nothing gets in. And I still do that in front of an FFU, even though I know I could open my jar, put it down, not face down, but upside down, and I can do it. But I don't work over the lid. I don't work over the jar. I just put the tool right in. Sterile tech is everything. And I learned that from so many mistakes I saw people making, because I learned it from a couple videos. The guy at the top of the cap, or whatever, tip of the cap, mushroom guy, Ed, few others, watching how they do things. And then I watched other people do things wrong. I'm like, how come all these people are doing it wrong and still getting success? And then I realized some people edit their videos. Some people don't show you the results. That's a big thing. If you can't, I show you the stuff I did last week, this week. I show you next week. I'm going to show you that jungle pack next week. So we're going to see if it grows quickly or if it grows slow. We're going to see it live. And like all the little Easter baskets I did, I showed you the fruits come out. Now I'm telling you, I threw them out because they were done with 2 flushes, and I'm not going to keep a bunch of old cakes sitting in my tent. I want to do shoe boxes. I want to do a uniformity of something new, like that clear thing I'm playing with. This thing, just something new. I'm not going to run 12 of these though. I'm going to run 1 because I don't have the space to run 12, and I've done a lot of novelty grows already, so why do 100 more? Why do any of that stuff 100 times? You only need to do it once. It's fun. No, I don't think I did B. I didn't even see 5280 comment. Oh, yeah, the number in his name. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I did B. Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't know what I thought you said. He said a comment. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I noticed that a long time ago. Yeah, that was. Yep. Yes, sir. Like I used to take phone numbers and add them together and just stuff that was randomly happening in my head and I didn't even realize it. Like I walk in, if I'm in a lot of pain at work, I think I mentioned this last time, like, I get a lot of pain. I'd sitting there doing a cash register. I'm like, why can't I add quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies together? It's just not working because I was in pain. It was a distraction. Normally my brain would have already done the whole drawer before I even moved it. It's just weird. Yes, you can, Steve. I'm sitting in one right now. I mean, no, I'm not going to show you my basement. You guys have seen it. It's a rock wall, like a basement in a cottage. It's got rocks that are piled up with cement in between, cement floor, pipes everywhere. It's a basement. It's not a cellar. It's not a nice, clean wall, finished cellar of a house. It's a basement. And what I did is I put down some 4-inch cinder blocks all along the floor, raised the room up, put wood over that, put a linoleum floor on top of that, put up furring strip studs all the way around. It's 7 foot by 12 foot or 10 foot. And then I wrapped the entire inside with black plastic. So there's no moisture in here from the cellar. It's separate. I have a little curtain here that keeps the door closed. So you can, no, that's no problem, Steve. I ramble too. What do you think I'm doing on here? But yeah, it's great. And I did this. This is my third or fourth iteration. My first one was I put my homemade fan filter thingy, like the wooden one, on a table, and then I put plastic wrap around me when I worked inside of it. That's the only way I could do it. Then I found like an ice fishing tent, but something different. It was called an outdoor bike storage tent because I have limited height too. I can only go up to like 6.5 feet, so I can't go 82 inches or 86 inches. Like, I can't do like a normal height in here. So I did my second flow hood. I bought a 2x2 filter and made my second one. That was a few months saving. I got a Viver at the time. It was only like 79 or 69 bucks for the filter. I bought one. Happy Dirt Dude, he bought one. He made one too. It worked great. The FFU worked great. Now my environment around it wasn't that great, but I had plenty of success from that. Then I decided I wanted to move it into another room because I was getting a lot of moisture on the floor. So next step, you build a floor, build a room. You can do it. It's absolutely perfect. Cool. I'm glad you can get away with it too, because it is a pain to do it. I mean, I still have tons of stuff I haven't unpacked from the first move. Literally, each time I've moved to a different room, I pack everything up, move into the room, find a couple tools I need, and every time I need less and less stuff. Now I have a couple scalpels, a couple pairs of tweezers, and my torch. And it's like, what happened to all the stuff I needed in the last room? What happened to all the stuff? It's so much easier to keep it simple. I literally like this is my whole scalpel set. I got scalpel needle. I got new scalpel blades in here. I have a whole bunch of them in a storage drawer, but I keep a scalpel in here. I keep the blades in here. I got my scalpel sitting in my alcohol, just waiting to be used because I was going to be using it, and it's just so much simpler to keep it simple. So much wasted time and energy trying to make things better and made them worse. And people told me, I didn't learn this on my own. People told me, why bother doing that? You don't need to do that. Don't do that. But when you're learning how to do a hobby or anything, you don't know everything. You want to do the next cool thing. You want to try stuff. It's like the novelty grows. I know it's not going to be great. I know it's not going to be a full canopy of beautiful, huge. It's just for fun. It's like I took a 200 millimeter, like an 8-inch petri dish, and I put some CVG in the bottom with some grain in there to let it grow, and it grew. It looked like an ant farm. It was really cool. I enjoyed it, and it was fun, and I posted about it. It's just that's what's cool about hobbies. You can do whatever you want, and hopefully still get some success. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing a like with that all in one bag. So I think I might make a post about how to grow or like a video growing mushrooms in all in one bag. But I kind of did it right here, but this isn't the same as a video. But I know there's a lot of things on how to grow mushrooms 101, but I don't think I have one. There you go. There. You just sent it. Oh. Yeah, Daniel, you the StreamYard and the way we do the comments like this, it's a lot different than like a live on YouTube for me. I don't see the comments like you guys see them. I have a list of them and I have to click on each comment to put it on the screen for everyone to see when the recording's done. That's why I do that. But yeah, so and I'm just getting used to putting them all up there. I noticed afterwards I'd be talking to people and then the screen wouldn't show any comments. And I was like, oh shit. And then the next day, all the live comments show up, but it doesn't show up right away. So everybody that watches it like in the next few hours won't see it. So, I mean, I doubt anybody's going to be watching later because the Super Bowl or whatever's going on. So I was listening to somebody talking about the Super Bowl and they were saying like the Eagles have, or somebody has 666 wins and the Eagles only have 665. So the Eagles are going to win to make it have 666 and 666. So let's see if that comes true. But yeah, I'm trying to get better at it, Daniel. But then all of a sudden I'll be behind like 10 comments and I'll actually be back in the chat and I can't see the new ones. So that's why a lot of times I'll be answering a question, but the comments will already have it answered. But it's just we're all getting used to different streaming services because the big guys that are doing like no, it's not your fault either. Nobody's fault. It's just the way it is. We get used to it. Like I'll be watching Ed's show and he'll have 70, 80 people and the comments will be 2 hours behind. Like Martha on Monday when I was last Thursday, I was watching Martha and I showed up late because I wanted to say hi to Martha, I wanted to say hi to Ed, and I had to get ready for work. And I didn't show up till almost 1:45. And first thing I did is I typed hi, and I'm like, oh man, I just want to say hi real quick. I don't want to, listen. I had to wait like an hour and a half before I even got to my comments. It's not his fault. It's just there was so many comments. That's why, a lot of times we don't say anything like on lives. People will be saying hi. I just say hi everyone now because for certain shows, like Pops is different. I try to say a lot more highs, but like on Ed's, I just try to say hi or I put a name first just because it is hard to get through all the comments and you feel bad because then you're going through comments and there are different subjects in between. So it's a learning curve and we're all getting better at it. It's like the guy that was talking about the jellyfish in my comments. He's like, what do you do when you get the jellyfish? And I'm sitting there like, jellyfish? And I totally zoned out on it because I couldn't understand it. And I had to think about it for a second. Oh, he's talking about the little things floating in the LC. They look like little jellyfish. And that was cool. It was a cool little comment. So now I call it jellyfish. Oh, Jesse, you're a bot. Stop saying that. No, you can't. You can't say hi to everybody, but the thought is there that you want to, especially in other people's lives. Like it's difficult to answer questions. Like I don't care if you guys want to add information. That doesn't bother me. But if you're here to ask me a question, that's fine too. But sometimes people just can be, I've answered questions too, because you can see like, okay, on the last comment and he's getting ready to end. And there's 2 hours of comments in between. I'll just throw up a yes or no sometimes, but I try not to absolutely try to stay away from other, from adding a lot of spam in between the comments because I want to see everybody get their information that they're looking for. And it's tough. Yes, you are, Jess. Jesse's a bot. Jesse's a bot. There's also Rodman. There's also a lot of different types of all-in-one bags. A lot of them are just grain on the bottom and maybe some substrate on top. And substrate can be very acidic if it's not done properly. When you have colonized spawn, it's a little different when you're putting it into a little bit of an acidic substrate. But when you have grains that are not colonized, it can cause a lot of issues. I don't know the exact things. Jesse was talking about it a long time ago, and I followed up on it. And he uses a pH balanced substrate and a pH balanced mixture, and I've seen the results, and they're amazing. So hopefully, I'll get the same results. Oh, thanks, Daniel. No, Steve, not at all. No, I don't mind. I'm caught up with the comments. You can talk all you want. I'm not talking about. I'm talking when you have 60, 80, 100 people. Okay, I watch some podcasts that have 17,000 people in the stream watching it, or 50,000 people. And when you're watching 50,000 people trying to comment, saying hi to everybody, even if you have it on slow motion, it just goes by so quick. I mean, I've made comments, and like 10 minutes later, I'll see somebody say, "MycoAlan, you're right." It's like, what? Huh? No, it's like, wow, where'd that come from? But no, this is different. This is small. Yeah, a little game tonight. I didn't hear anything about it until, well, I'm not gonna lie. I like some of the political stuff going on right now. I think it's interesting. I don't like some. I like some, but I can't wait to see the fact that they're exposing some of the corruption in the way that tax money is being spent. I just find interesting, and some of the stuff they spent it on, I find that interesting. So I'm interested to see the commercials Elon Musk bought, just because it's got to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Some of you know my affiliate, my viewpoints, but I'm in Massachusetts, so you got to understand. I see a very, very different perspective of political stuff in this state than you would probably in, say, Texas or Florida. So when I'm up here and I see the stuff that there's some really crazy things going on in people's minds. So it's just fun to watch. I don't think it's good for either side, but when I see them say they spent $50 million on sending condoms to Gaza, I just know that that's like, why? So if I want to see if some of these things end up being true or if they're just all clickbait. So that's what I'm interested to see tonight. I don't care what happens in the football. Yeah, it's sick. And things that some political people have done with our tax money is sick. That's the problem, is we need some sort of government that is responsible. I don't know. And it's been corrupt for very, very many decades. Not just the past 6, 8, 10 years. I mean, it's corrupt. Yep. But we can't all be hippies. We do need to have some law and order, because there are some sick people out there, and there are some disgusting people out there, and that's what I fear we're going to find out. Like all the children missing and all that stuff. That's sick. That's disgusting. Or hurting dogs. Anyways, and I did see somebody that had a solution to anybody that hurts a baby or a child. He said he's going to rent a wood chipper. Public executions. That would probably solve a lot of issues. Anybody that rapes a child or kills somebody or. Anyways, we'll get off that subject. Let's get into a new subject. Anyways, but yeah, it'll be entertaining at least to watch everybody flip out. I just know how I feel about other people and friends in my life. I do things for them, and I wouldn't want to see anybody get hurt or judged. But also, the people I know wouldn't force their perspectives on me any more than I would force mine on them. We would discuss it and have a good debate or have some talk, and so be it. Maybe find a common ground. That's what I think we all have here with mushrooms. Found a common ground. Oh, you can't avoid it, Rodman. Yeah, JD is funny. You can't avoid it because of the fact that we elected people as a country to represent us, and they're not representing us. They're representing their interests, and that's the problem on both sides. And I'm not saying right or left. I'm saying both sides have corruption, but we got to find a way that we can find a best person to care for our interests as a country, and we're not all going to agree. That's why free speech is so important. We have to have free speech so we can have common dialogue and listen to things that make our blood boil. If we don't allow people that have comments that make our blood boil make those comments, we're no better than freaking animals. No, we're not better than animals, but we're no better than the lowest of the low. There's fundamental rights that everybody should have. Maybe, Daniel, but I don't know. I don't have the answer. If I did, I'd be the president. Ooh. That's my point. Is you gotta listen. You gotta open your ears, not just if your mouth's open, you're not listening. That's all there is to it. But yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe we do. Who knows? We'll see what happens. We've had 2 weeks this time. I did see a funny post. It was the convicted felon angle thing. Oh, how could you vote for a convicted felon? How could you support this? And it had a list of different convicted felons throughout history. It started with Jesus Christ, Gandhi, Nelson Mandela. Like, imagine that, MLK. All these different people that everybody loves, and they're all convicted felons by somebody. So I guess your conviction is based on the people that convict you, not based on your guilt. But I thought that was finally a good response to some of that convicted felon crap, or telling somebody that they're morally corrupt as they've been accused of the same thing. How can you say someone's morally corrupt when you've been accused of doing the same thing? But whatever, don't matter. Yes, absolutely. Focus on our mushrooms and your Colorado myco. That's absolutely true, nerdy. But that's why I want to watch that tonight. That's why I want to watch sports. Otherwise, I would give a shit less what the guys are doing with their football. If they're getting touchdowns or field goals or home runs or whatever, don't matter to me. Yep, just doing my job, man. That's true. It is. But you know what? Most people can't control themselves. Personal self control is a hard thing to come by nowadays. I mean, yeah, don't matter. No, I'm probably gonna miss it. I'm gonna watch Puppy Ball. I'm absolutely 100% gonna watch. Let's see. There's one guy named Ruff something. There was another. I was watching the lineup of. Okay, that's pretty scary. That I was watching the lineup for the Puppy Ball to see the names of all the puppies that are in the Puppy Ball. But yeah, there's a puppy named Ruff. There was a golden retriever named something. I can't remember. I think it was like Furby McMahon. It was so cute. I had to say it. So yeah, I watched the lineup for the Puppy Ball, but all I know is it's the Eagles and someone else playing in Super Bowl. I think Chiefs, Kansas City, maybe. I think I saw a picture of a Chief thing. I don't know, but yeah. So the Puppy Bowl is going to be fun. Watch the Puppy Bowl. And if you don't know what the Puppy Bowl is, we cannot be friends. Oh, Steve, come on. You know what the Puppy Bowl is, right? Don't tell me you don't know what the Puppy Bowl is. They've been playing this on, I think, Animal Planet since the early 20s or 2000s or in the 90s. maybe even the 80s. They have a Super Bowl field for puppies. There's balls, there's bowls, there's puppies, there's referees. They call fouls on the dogs, and it's the Puppy Bowl. Hell yeah, I watched the Puppy Bowl lineup. I was listening to music this morning and watching the Puppy Bowl lineup. There's like 30 of them. Freaking beautiful. There's golden retrievers and spaniels and big dogs and little dogs, and I'm a big dog doing big dog things. And then Buddy started roofing because I think he knew it was snowy out. So I got my phone. I said, okay, let's go see if there's any ice cream out there. I knew there was because I saw it. I'm sure he knew too because he looked through the clear glass window. But it was white out there before we got 6 inches last night. So I don't think he could tell that there was more depth until he went out there. But he was going crazy. He could smell it. I was like, okay, let's go. Oh, yep. Puppy Bowl is awesome. I mean, I don't necessarily watch every second of it, but well, they don't have a goat bowl, Jesse. Do you have those pygmies? Those are cool. Those little ones that jump all over everything. I want a pygmy or a fainting goat. That would be cool to have on my farm. Pygmies and fainting goats. And I'd have like jungle gyms with tires and all that stuff hanging around. And then all the dogs, I'd have to get a couple of those the white and black dogs that chase the sheep around just for fun. Yeah, rod. Just sit on the field. That's actually a penalty, I think. Yeah, I've seen it. Yep. You know what? The one I like is the one with the dog that reincarnates over and over again. Can't think of the name off the top of my head, but the dog comes back to the original owner, and then he sends the dog to go protect the granddaughter and that stuff, and then he comes back at the end and sees the original father die, and it's the same soul in each dog. That's pretty cool. Really? Okay. I'm thinking it's going to be a tie, but okay. Maybe they'll have to go into overtime. Dog's Purpose. Thank you, Derek. That's the one. But there's like a couple of them. There's like a series, I believe. There's more than one. Or maybe that's a different movie. But yeah, that was a great freaking movie. Ethan, that was the main character's name. Ethan. He has a dog as a teenager, and he's a football star, and something happens, and he hurts his knee, and he goes into a depression. The dog dies, and this and that after as he goes off to college. And then the dog comes back as a new dog, and then he dies again. He gets born as a puppy, and it goes through all these like 6 or 8 different steps. It's a freaking beautiful movie. Dogs don't go to heaven. Dogs come from heaven. They return. They're angels on earth without wings. I doubt that, Rodman. Nobody would bet on Puppy Bowl, and if they do, they're probably not Puppy Bowl material. But yeah. So, well, we're dwindling down here, guys. We're just over 3 hours. I got to get some food. I haven't eaten today. Sorry about all the audio and visual issues with the system. It will work itself out eventually. I'm surprised we got 3 hours out of the 20 of you guys that are watching, or 19, 17, whatever. But yeah, Sunday brunch should be continuing for a while. I got to go see family after this real quick for a few hours. So, but yeah, so let's see. I will be in March having my eye surgery, so I don't know how that's going to work out with the lives. It should be fine. But yeah, so anybody needs anything, let me put my banner up here. There. Oh, no, we'll come back. Just email me down there. We can talk. I'm on IG as MycoAlan. And don't forget, please subscribe, share, let everybody know to subscribe to our channel. At 1,000 subs, we'll be doing a big giveaway. And things I mentioned in here might be given away in those giveaways as well. So when we get to 1,000, we'll do a big contest of some sort. We'll have a few prizes, and we'll have some fun. Rodman, Nerdy, Steve, everybody, much love. Talk to you guys soon.